Chapter 1988. She was only a 7-year-old child. She couldn't remember much. Furthermore, under those circumstances, it was normal for her to not remember where the Zhao clan was. However, she thought of a question and asked Haishi, "Did you guys reach the Zhao clan?" Hessie blinked, then shook her head and said, "No. I think so too. If you guys reached the Zhao clan, I'm afraid you guys wouldn't even be able to leave the main gate, much less run here." Sima Yue felt that something was wrong before. Now she understood. "You guys ran away halfway. That means you don't know where the Zhao clan is." Yanjin felt a headache. "I'm sorry." She lowered her head in self-reproach. She was really useless. She didn't even know where the Zhao clan was. How could she save her sister like this? "It's okay. We'll find someone to ask." Sima Yue comforted. "But we've walked so far and there's still no one." She said softly, "There will be someone." Sima Yue said, "Since we can't meet them in front, we'll just wait here." "Wait. Will someone come?" She didn't know that the Zhou clan was chasing after them. "They will," Sima Yue said. Rumble dash, she rubbed her stomach. She hadn't eaten for a day. She was so hungry. "Hungry? Then let's make something to eat and wait for someone to send us news," Sima Yue said. Yanjin raised his eyebrows. "What can we make here? You know how to cook?" Sima Yue took out pots and pans, as well as the ingredients that little spirit had prepared. Yanjin went over and saw the barbecued meat that was already seasoned. There were fresh ingredients and all kinds of seasonings. He sighed. "You really have everything. Do you cook often?" "I used to cook a lot, but I don't cook much now." Sima Yue thought of the time when she was with Bei Gongtang and the others. At that time, they all wanted to eat and loved to eat her cooking. Later on, because she was busy, she didn't cook much. After experiencing so many things, those memories were still so clear. He wondered how they were doing in the human realm. "Here." Wu Lingyu placed the ingredients in her hand, interrupting her sadness. Sima Yue pursed her lips and said to Fushi and Haishi, "What do you two want to eat?" "We'll eat whatever you cook," Hessie said. Fushi was about to say that he wanted to eat, but when he heard Haishi's words, he curled his lips and agreed. "Yes, Yue, we'll eat whatever you make." It made sense to think this way. What if the food they ordered was not what she was good at and did not taste good? He might as well let her make whatever she wanted. That way it would definitely be her specialty. Sima Yue quickly cooked up a table full of delicacies. The aroma not only made Haishi drool, but also attracted Yanjin and Bandit One. After eating and drinking his fill, Yenya rubbed his stomach. It had been a long time since he tasted food like this. Sima Yue kept all the utensils into the spirit pagoda, and little spirit would clean them up. She took out 2 plates of spirit fruits and distributed them to everyone. She took one for herself and sat with Wu Lingyu, leaning against a tree and nibbling on it. "I wonder when those people will arrive." She took a bite. It was sweet and delicious. "It should be a while. The Zhou clan's speed is not good." Wu Lingyu said, "Why don't you rest for a while?" "If I sleep after eating, I'll grow into a pig," she protested. "I hope you can grow into a pig. Then you don't have to do anything," Wu Lingyu said dotingly. "You want to raise a pig, but I don't want to. Why don't we try it?" "Try it?" They waited for a day before the Zhou clan caught up. They did not expect it to be the second elder who brought people here. "I didn't expect it to be him. It'll be difficult to get the answer now," Fushi said. "What's so difficult about it?" "Yue, you're good. I'll teach you another song." Yanjin took out a jade flute and blew it gently. Before the second elder and the others could say anything, they heard Yanjin's flute. "Not good. Everyone, turn off your hearing," the second elder said as he covered his ears. The others in the Zhou clan did the same, but it was useless against Yanjin. His flute music still drilled into their ears and attacked their divine senses. Soon, their eyes gradually lost focus, and they became numb. Yanjin played 2 tunes before the second elder was completely hypnotized. He put down the jade flute and looked at the second elder asking, "In which direction is the Zhao clan? How far is it? How do we get there?" "The Zhao clan is in the opposite direction. They have to pass by 4 clans' territories. However, I have a teleportation array to the Zhao clan here. It can reach the Zhao clan's territory, the second elder said as he took out a one-time teleportation array. Yanjin took the teleportation array and handed it to Bandit 1. Bandit 1 checked it. It was indeed a good teleportation array, so he nodded and gave it to Yanjin. Yanjin proudly lifted his chin at Sima Yue. Sima Yue made a "you're awesome" gesture at him. What do we do with these people? Yanjin asked her. Sima Yue thought for a moment and came in front of the second elder, saying, their willpower is very weak now, right? If I enter, will I be attacked? No. Sound attacks were used to control people's willpower. Now that they were controlled, they naturally would not resist. Sima Yue received a confirmation and came to the second elder's side. She used her divine sense to enter his sea of consciousness and obtained his memories. The Zhao clan, the Qian clan. Her aura changed slightly. Everyone knew that she was angry. What's wrong? Wu Lingyu asked. The Zhao clan and the Qian clan sent people over to deal with the Haishi matter. The Zhao clan and the Qian clan originally agreed that the starfish would belong to the Qian clan, and the Haishi would belong to the Zhao clan. The 2 clans have long been in cahoots, so the starfish is now in the Qian clan, not the Zhao clan. Sima Yue answered. Our next destination should be the Qian clan. Yanjin stared at her and said, did you use this method to find out everything about the main sect last time? Why do you want to settle the score with me? I don't want to settle the score, but I finally understand where Chunning and the others fell. But your method is really useful. You can get information that others don't want to talk about. Isn't your method very powerful too? You took care of so many people in one go. Sima Yue was really impressed by his sound attack. This is also the credit of this flute. The better the instrument, the stronger the attack. That's true. My strength and weapon complement each other. It seems like a dabbler like me needs to find a powerful instrument. Sima Yue sighed. If you want a good instrument, I can recommend you a powerful one. The bone flute, a divine instrument. It's a pity that it hasn't appeared for many years. Chapter 1989. In 1 second, she remembered. Love divided by you? Read book web quick update, no pop-up window, free to read. When Sima Yue heard about the bone flute, she felt that the name sounded familiar. Yanqi continued. This flute was made from the bones of an emperor. The material itself is very powerful, and the person who made it was a qi refinement master. You can imagine its power. Even if it was the simplest of tunes, the power of the tunes would be multiplied by several times. Just like the song just now, you don't need to play it for so long. You can completely control these people in a few minutes, and that's when you're playing. So powerful. Sima Yue took a deep breath. Then where is the bone flute now? I don't know. It hasn't been mentioned for hundreds of years. I think it's been kept by someone. The owner of a divine weapon like this wouldn't publicize it. Once the news got out, it would cause endless trouble. So in the past, people only heard that it had appeared again, and not that it was in someone's hands. Really? What does the bone flute look like? It looks like a long bone with a skull embedded in the head. It looks familiar. Sima Yue tilted her head and thought for a while. Suddenly, her eyes lit up and she called Little Black out. Woof woof woof. The moment Little Black came out, it barked at Sima Yue a few times, complaining that she had neglected it recently. Sima Yue squatted down and patted its head, saying, don't be angry, haven't I been very busy recently? Woof woof woof. Okay, you can stay outside for now. Sima Yue patted its head and said, have you been eating medicinal herbs recently? Woof woof woof. Little Black barked pitifully. Haha, Little Spirit gives you medicinal herbs every day? He's doing it for your own good. Sima Yue comforted it with a smile. Woof woof woof. It felt wronged. Haha, Fushi's mouth twitched. He realized that the way she patted Little Black was the same as how Jiqing patted the West Sea. Fortunately, she didn't touch him like that. He had thought about it before. Woof woof woof. No, it's good for your health. You have to eat it every day. Sima Yue poked its head instead of stroking it. All right, I called you out for a serious matter. Why don't you show me your treasures? Woof woof woof. Be good, I'll just take a look. If you don't listen to me, you'll have to eat 2 portions of the herbs tomorrow. Woof woof woof. No. Then take it out and show it to me. Sima Yue continued to poke its head. Woof woof woof. Yanjin and the others looked at Blackie. She actually had an ordinary underworld dog by her side? The conversation between a man and a dog was quite fun. I've never seen anyone talk to their contracted beast like that. Fushi shook his head. But, what does she want from underworld dog? Blackie reluctantly took out a piece of metal. Sima Yue shook her head and said, not this. Blackie took out another long sword. Sima Yue shook her head again. Then Blackie took out a black stone. Sima Yue's face darkened. She clenched her right fist and hit its head. If you don't listen to me, I'm going to get angry. Woo woo. Blackie had no choice but to take out a bone flute with a skull. Yanjin and Bandit's pupils shrank when they saw what Blackie spat out. Bone flute. Is it really a bone flute? Yanjin couldn't wait to take a look at the bone flute. Sima Yue quickly hugged Blackie and comforted it. Don't worry, he won't snatch it. Even so, Yanjin was startled by Blackie's killing intent in that instant. Woof woof woof. Blackie barked at Yanjin. It still looked like it wanted to rush over. That was its treasure. This man dared to snatch it. It wanted to bite him to death. Bite him to death. He's not going to snatch our treasure. He's just going to take a look and help us appraise it. Then he'll return it to us. Sima Yue pulled it hard, not letting it run over. Your contract beast is really... Yanjin's attention shifted from the bone flute to Blackie. You're not an ordinary underworld dog, right? You have good taste. Sima Yue gave him a look of approval. I'm not an ordinary underworld dog. Alright, don't bother about my Blackie. Quickly take a look. Is this the bone flute you were talking about? Yanjin looked at the bone flute in his hand. He put it to his lips and blew a few times. It's real. How did you get this treasure? The last time the Ghost Realm opened the passage to Fair Eastern City, they used this. After that, I ruined it. The Ghost Realm people all died. After that, I don't know where Blackie found this. I originally kept it, but it kept it as a toy. Sima Yue said. I heard about that incident. I didn't expect the bone flute to disappear at that time. Yanjin sighed. The 100 Ghost banner is in your hands, and now the bone flute is with you. Your luck is really. Tell me, if you don't die, who will? Che, you're just jealous. Sima Yue stretched her hand in front of him. He smiled and placed the bone flute in her hand. Only then did Blackie quiet down. He picked up the other treasures and played around Sima Yue. Bandit E walked over and saw Sima Yue playing with the bone flute. Your luck is really enviable. The bone flute is actually in your hands. This shows that you and Yanjin are really fated. And? Why do you say that? The bone flute used to be owned by Yanjin's sect. Their ancestor found a bone and asked someone to refine this bone flute. There are many tunes that require the bone flute to display its power. Bandit E said. Sima Yue stared at Bandit E, then stared at Yanjin. She turned her head and snorted. Your sect lost it a long time ago. It's mine now. Don't expect me to return it to you. Blackie also barked at Yanjin. He stared at him. If he dared to snatch the treasure, he would immediately bite him to death. The atmosphere instantly froze. Haishi and Fushi looked at them and blinked. They didn't know what to do. Who? Yanjin exhaled. I really want it back. However, I don't want to be your enemy. That's not wise. Woo woo. At least you know what's good for you. Bandit E looked at Yanjin in surprise. He then sighed. Alright, since that's the case, then do as you wish. He knew that Yanjin had been looking for the bone flute. He wanted to find it for his sect. Now that he found it, he couldn't take it back. He must be sad. It's okay. As long as I know where it is, that it's fine and hasn't been used by bad people to do bad things. Yanjin suppressed the disappointment in his heart and smiled at him. Chapter 1990. Sima Yue could see Yanjin's disappointment. She thought that perhaps he had really been searching for the bone flute for so many years. But she was not willing to give her treasure to him. Fushi rolled his eyes and said with a grin, Actually, your problem is very easy to solve. Sima Yu and Yan Jin looked over together. Fu Shi felt a sense of accomplishment as he puffed out his chest and said slowly, "We can tell as well. Big brother Yan, you don't actually want this for yourself. You just want to get it back for your sect, right?" Yan Jin was silent and agreed with him. "But this thing was found by Yu Yue, so it belongs to her. You can't let her give it to you. Why don't you let her join your sect? Anyway, you taught her sound attack so she can be considered a disciple. You want me to join the main sect? Cousin will be the first to kill me." Sima Yue was not willing. She did not like the main sect. She hated the kind of sect that ate people's souls. "It's not the main sect, it's the Yin sect." Bandit Yi felt that Fushi's idea was feasible. The Yin sect is a hidden sect and is divided into many branches. Sound attacks are the lower branch, array masters, alchemists and so on. Yanjin and I are both from the Yin sect. "There's such a sect in the Soul Society," Sima Yue exclaimed. "It's not the Soul Society. The Yin sect is not divided into the Soul Society, the Ghost Society and the Avicii Hell," Bandit Yi said. "As long as you have talent, you can be chosen from anywhere. Of course, after you finish learning, you can return to your own area. That's why the Yin sect's people are all over the 3 regions of the ghost world." "There's such a place? They don't require their disciples to stay in the sect. It feels like they're nurturing talents." Sima Yue was speechless. "You can say that," Bandit Yi sighed. "No matter who you were before you came, you're all fellow disciples in the Yin sect. After you leave the Yin sect, you can be friends or enemies. If I remember correctly, your cousin is also a member of the Yin sect." "Huh. Deja was from the Yin sect? Didn't they say that he was not talented? How did he enter the secret order? Could it be that when his mother improved his physique, she also bestowed him with a super strong talent?" "Do you know what Deja is best at?" Yinya asked. Sima Yue shook her head. "Track. No wonder Mo said that he could find the soul race hiding at the border," Sima Yue said. "Tracking is considered a branch of the Yin sect. That's why he was able to enter," Bandit One said. "Of course, the various branches of the hidden sect are relatively independent. When we talk about sects, we usually talk about the lower branches. What do you think? If you join the Yin sect, many powerful people will become your fellow disciples in the future. If you meet someone who is willing to admit it, it will be of great help to you. This way, you can continue to have the bone flute, and Yan Qi can also fulfill his wish for so many years. This secret sect isn't easy to enter, right?" Sima Yue said. "Besides, if I join them, won't this guy become my senior?" "That's not necessarily true. Although the Yin sect also looks at the time of entry, there are some special cases. Those who are super talented will be taken in as a disciple by some old guy. Then their seniority will be high. Who knows, they might even become his senior. But what if I get rejected? Won't that be very embarrassing?" Sima Yue was still unwilling. "If I join the Yin sect, what if they want to snatch my bone flute again?" This wasn't impossible. The bone flute was created by their ancestors, and they had been searching for it all these years. Now that they knew that the bone flute was in her hands, how could they give it up? "This isn't impossible," Bandit One said honestly. Sima Yue glanced at Yan Qi. He hadn't said much since the beginning, but Bandit One, who was a man of few words, spoke more. Although she didn't have a good relationship with Yenya, they had been together for a few months, and he had taught her the sound attack. Although that was in exchange for her saving his life. If the Yin sect people know that the bone flute is in your hands, they are different from Yan Qi. I'm afraid they won't give it up. As for the method, you can probably guess it. If you join the Yin sect and pass the test, you can also go to the array sect and learn our sect's array techniques. Bandit One continued to tempt her. Sima Yue was a little moved. She wanted to see how the Yin sect was like, but she was also concerned about the cardinal point's divine seal. She sighed and said, "Let me think about this. Anyway, I have other things to do now." "And think about it." Bandit One didn't say anything else. He didn't like to talk about these things, but because of Yenya, he said so much. She still had to make the final decision herself. "Then let's go to the Qian family now, and save Haixing first." Wu Lingyu knew that she was moved, but she was still hesitating, so she suggested. The Qian family and the Zhao family are neighbors. We don't know the spatial coordinates of the Qian family, so we will use this to go to the Zhao family first, then go to the Qian family. Sima Yue put down the insect matter. She had to deal with the matter at hand first. Then what about these people? Fuxi pointed at the people from the Zhou family. Do as you see fit. She wasn't a bloodthirsty person, but she didn't have any sympathy for the people who were chasing after her. They are here to kill us anyway, so there's no point in leaving them alive. Why don't I show you the power of the bone flute? Yinya suggested. Sima Yue handed the bone flute to him and retreated behind him with the others, watching him play the flute, watching those people fall one by one to the sound of his flute. It only took a few minutes. When the last person fell, he put down the flute. The hand holding the flute was trembling. After a while, he calmed down and handed the flute to her. Sima Yue took the flute inside. The power of this flute is indeed powerful. You will slowly understand it in the future. Yinya said indifferently, retracting his gaze from the bone flute. Sima Yue pretended not to see it, put away the bone flute, and sat on Little Black saying, "Let's go." Yinya took out the teleportation array, opened it, and everyone stood inside, quickly disappearing from the spot. After half a day, the people from the Zhou family came and saw the ground full of corpses. Patriarch, it's the second elder and the others. Patriarch, the second elder is already. Where are the others? They all look the same. Zhou was silent after seeing the second elder and the others. He sighed after a long while saying, "Bring their bodies back and give them a proper burial. Call the people outside back, don't bother about this anymore." Patriarch. Let's leave. The Zhou family looked at his back, feeling that he seemed to have aged many years in an instant. Everyone was silent. Going against Sima Yue and the others was a ridiculously wrong decision. Chapter 1991. Sima Yue felt that she might have been having a bit of a bad time recently. She had encountered the collapse of space twice in such a short period of time. However, this time, there was a problem with the constructed space channel. So when the channel began to shake, they tore the space apart and came out. So King depressing. Which old men are fighting here? Don't they know that people with this kind of strength have to go to the void to fight? Yanjin spat out a mouthful of blood and said bitterly. Bandit 1 took a breath and said, "They are fighting in the void, probably just above this channel. Our luck is really a bit good. Such a small probability thing has happened to us." Sima Yue was depressed. She checked Haishi and Fuxi, and the two little children were not injured under the protection of Wu Lingyu and Huan. "I don't know where this is." Huan looked around. The vast grassland made it impossible to tell where they were. According to the remaining space channel and the actual distance, we are still 1 day away from the Zhao family. Bandit 1 calculated and pointed in a direction, indicating that it was the direction of the Zhao family. However, we don't seem to have landed in a very good place, Sima Yue said. What's wrong? Are there any ferocious underworld beasts here? Haishi asked in fear. No, but something more troublesome than an underworld beast is coming. Haishi and the others soon knew what she meant. Someone was riding an underworld beast. Whoosh! A long arrow cut through the air and flew towards them, heading straight for Xiaohei's eyebrows. Sima Yue sat on Xiaohei with the two little guys. Originally, she wanted to attack when she saw the aggressive long sword, but when she found that it was coming for Xiaohei, she didn't care. Xiaohei was very angry when he saw the long arrow flying towards his head. He felt that he was being discriminated against. Otherwise, why didn't they shoot at him when there were so many people? It must be because he looked the weakest. Xiaohei was very angry, and the consequences were very serious. The long arrow flew over at lightning speed. Yanjin and the others felt that this arrow was too strong and not easy to catch. Seeing that Sima Yue and Wu Lingyu didn't move, they felt a little strange. Did they trust Xiaohei that much? Pa! Little Hei slapped the long arrow to the side and stabbed the long sword into the ground, creating a huge pit with a diameter of more than 1 meter. So strong! Yanjin and Fei Yi weren't talking about the arrow, they were looking at Xiaohei. I didn't expect it to be so powerful. Fuxi looked at Blackie, his jaw almost dropping to the ground. Wow. Little Black, you are amazing. Sitting on Little Black's back, Haishi was very excited and kept patting Little Black's back. Little Black didn't care about their surprise at all. It was still very angry. Sima Yu understood its anger. She grabbed one in each hand and took Fushi and Haishi down from its back. Woof woof woof. It ran towards those people. Everyone only felt a gust of wind blow past their eyes. And Little Black was already gone. Don't kill anyone yet. Sima Yue shouted at its back. The people who came were all sitting on nether beasts. There were nether lions, nether leopards, and nether wolves. The 7 or 8 people didn't expect their prey to not only not be killed, but also arrive in front of them so quickly. Woof woof woof. After Little Black arrived in front of them, it only paused for a moment, then bit at the nether lion in the middle. Overconfident. The people at the side sneered. A mere nether dog dared to go against their big brother. But the man in black on the nether lion's back flew up. At the same time, his mount, the majestic nether lion, fell down just like that. How could it be? The others were stunned. They looked in disbelief at the nether lion that was more than 10 meters tall, and the nether dog that was only the size of its leg standing in front of it. What kind of nether dog is this? They shouted. The black lion is a divine beast. A divine beast was bitten to death by a nether dog that didn't even have any spiritual power. How could this be? However, it really happened in front of them. The man in black landed gracefully on the nether lion's back. He stared at Little Black, his body emitting anger. Woof woof woof. Little Black barked at him, but he didn't understand what it meant. At this moment, it felt that not being able to speak was also troublesome. Big brother, where did this nether dog come from? It can actually bite your little lion to death. It's too powerful. The people at the side looked at Little Black suspiciously. Just now, Aoyang's arrow was swatted away by it. The man in black said, "What? Aoyang's strength is second only to you. His arrow, even we might not be able to catch it. How could it do it? This is not an ordinary nether dog." The man in black stared at Little Black, then turned his gaze to the front. Since this is not an ordinary nether dog, then let's catch it and study it. The girl in pink, Meng Ku, raised the whip in her hand excitedly. If you swing your whip down, you will end up like that nether lion. Sima Yoyue's cold voice came from afar. In the blink of an eye, she appeared on Little Black's back, sitting sideways and lifting her chin to look at Meng Ku. Meng Ku was angered by Sima Yoyue's contemptuous gaze, and the whip in her hand shook, about to swing over. Ku, stop. The man in black used his spiritual power to stop Meng Ku's whip, not letting it get close to Sima Yoyue. Big brother. Meng Ku turned her head and shouted. I am Meng Fei, please forgive my sister. The man in black cupped his hands towards Sima Yoyue. Big brother? The others saw his good attitude and looked at him in confusion. Big brother, what are you doing? Meng Ku wanted to say something, but Meng Fei glared at her. Well said. Sima Yue patted Little Black's head. Yue, did they bully you? Fushi ran over, waving her small arms and asked. Wu Lingyu put Fushi and Haishi down and came to stand beside Little Black. Huan naturally stood on her other side. No. Sima Yue shook her head at them. Little Black, did you vent your anger? Woof woof woof. Little Black barked twice. Well, I know you were obedient just now and didn't bite anyone. But this can't be used as a condition for not taking the medicine. Sima Yue said, but I can make your favorite barbecue. Woof woof woof. Okay. I'll roast one for you. You can eat it alone, no one can snatch it. Sima Yue said. I've already promised you, have you calmed down? Woof woof woof. Little Black's barks became more cheerful. Hey, aren't you guys a little too condescending? Meng Ke cried out unhappily. Meng Fei was very calm, looking at Sima Yue and asked, Are you the Ghost King's little princess, Sima Yue? Remember the mobile version of the website. Chapter 1992. She's that Sima Yue? Chiku pointed at Sima Yue with her mouth wide open. She recalled the shadow stone she saw and retracted her finger. If she were to strike herself, she would not be able to take it. Looking at it this way, she really resembled that back view. But Big Brother was amazing. That shadow was so small, but he could recognize it. That's right. Sima Yue admitted. Little princess, you're the outsider who recently caused a commotion in the Zhou family? Meng Liang asked. Seems like the news spread quickly. Sima Yue said. But how did it become us causing a commotion in the Zhou family? The news has spread throughout the entire triangular region. Someone repaid kindness with ingratitude and took a lot of benefits from the Zhou family. They even killed their people. Meng Liang said. This news didn't come from the Zhou family, right? Sima Yue said. Zhao family? I guess so. Sima Yue said. May I ask, where is this place? The border between the Zhao and Meng family, the Meng family's beast hunting ground. Meng Ke said. We thought you were the prey here, so Al Yang projected it. Are there people among your prey? Yes. But the underworld beast is not so fun. Sima Yue did not want to comment on their superiority. In their eyes, everyone else was inferior. Even if they were killed, it was fine as long as they were happy. How did you appear in our beast hunting ground? Meng Liang asked. We were going to the Zhao family, but we encountered two strong warriors fighting in the void and destroyed the space tunnel. We came out early, Sima Yue said. We didn't expect to see your arrows flying over when we came out. That's why Little Black was so angry. Little Black has a bad temper and killed your underworld beast. We're really sorry. If it was anyone else, they would definitely say sorry. But for this little princess of the ghost realm, they still gave her face. It's just a mount. Meng Fei did not care about the dead beast. Their family had as many as they wanted. Since it's a misunderstanding, we'll take our leave first. You're going to the Zhao family? Yes. If you leave like this, you won't be able to reach the Zhao clan. Why? This place will suppress your spiritual power and make you lose your sense of direction. Meng Fei explained. Because their prey was human, in order to increase the fun of hunting, they set up something to suppress mental power. Therefore, it was very easy for them to get lost in this vast grassland if they were to walk like this. Sima Yue looked at Bandit 1, and Bandit 1 nodded. He felt it too. Then can you help us? Sima Yue asked. She didn't ask them how they were able to maintain their sense of direction here. This was their secret. Even if she asked, they might not tell her. The few people from the Meng clan looked at each other. Meng Fei nodded and said, It's getting late. Let's call it a day and return to the camp. Your camp is next to the Zhao family. A few people from the clan went to the Zhao family. We didn't want to go, so we set up camp at the border. We wanted to hunt here and wait for them. Meng Liang explained. You have a good relationship with him? Just so. But this time the Zhao family invited many people over. The invitation was sent over, so they went over to see what was going on. Meng Ke said. I see. Then we'll have to trouble you. Sima Yue said gratefully. We still have a few people. We'll leave after we call them. Meng Fei said as she took out the Sun Mother Stone to contact others. These people are so nice. They helped us the moment we asked. She looked gratefully at the Meng clan members who walked to the side. Sima Yue patted his head and smiled. Whether a person is nice or not depends on the person. Yue, what did you say? You'll understand in the future. Sima Yue didn't say it directly. Were these people nice? Not really. If they were really nice, they wouldn't casually treat people as prey and enjoy the fun of hunting. They were very polite to her, not because they were nice but because of her identity and status. If it wasn't her today, but an ordinary person with no background or power, the result would be a few more prey. Although Shi had experienced a huge change in his family, he didn't understand the complicated nature of human nature. Shi scratched his head in confusion. Alright, he would understand when he grew up. After a while, a few people rode over on their mounts. They said a few words to Meng Ke and the rest, then nodded at Sima Yue and the rest. Let's go. Meng Fei obviously had the highest status in this group of people. He jumped onto a mount, and the original owner of the mount went to join the others. They rode on the grassland for 2 hours before they reached the place where they set up camp. Many servants in the camp saw Meng Fei and the rest coming back, and quickly went to welcome them. They waited for them to come down and lead their mounts away. It's already dark now. It's more dangerous to go that way. We'll send someone to send you over tomorrow morning, Meng Fei said. All right, then we'll have to trouble you, Sima Yue replied. Meng Fei nodded and left. Sima Yue and the rest took out their own tents and quickly set up their tents. Meng Fei's tent. Big brother, that person just said she's the Spirit King's granddaughter. Why do we have to suck up to them? Meng Lai's face darkened. You think I'm sucking up to them? Meng Fei's voice was cold, without the warmth of the day. If you're not sucking up to them, then what are you? Meng Lai snorted. Even if she's the Spirit King's granddaughter to us, she's just an intruder. She even killed your mount. Not only did you not blame her, you even treated her nicely. You even said that you'll bring them to the Zhao family. Aren't you sucking up to them? Meng Lai, watch your words. Meng Liang scolded softly. Why am I wrong? I've been tolerating it all the way back. Now I'm not allowed to say anything? Meng Lai, don't speak so casually if you don't understand. Meng Liang stared at him. Big brother has his reasons for doing this. What's his motive? Sucking up to the spirit realm's little princess, then using that to get close to the Spirit King? Meng Lai sneered. His words were filled with anger and ridicule. Meng Lai, forget it, Liang. He's still young. Meng Fei said. What does this have to do with whether I'm young or not? If you're not trying to get close to the Spirit King, why are you so uncharacteristically enthusiastic? You silly boy. Meng Fei shook his head. So what if I'm trying to get close to the Spirit King? He can't control us here. My real motive isn't outside. If it's not outside, then it's inside. Could it be the Zhao family? Meng Lai asked. Remember the mobile version of the website, M. Chapter 1993. You finally thought of something. Meng Liang snorted. Really? Meng Lai's eyes widened. But what does this have to do with the Zhao family? Think about it. What is her relationship with the Zhao family? Meng Fei asked. What relationship can they have? The Zhao family wants to capture them. Of course they are enemies. Meng Lai said. Enemies are you thinking of? That's right. Meng Fei smiled. Although we don't know how strong this little princess is, from the previous confrontation, she isn't weak. But the Zhao family isn't weak either. No matter how strong they are, there are only a few of them. Meng Lai didn't believe that Sima Yue could do anything to the Zhao family. So what? Meng Fei asked. This way they won't be able to affect the Zhao family. Meng Fei shook his head. In the future, you still have to follow the family out to gain experience. Meng Lai was unhappy. Wasn't this saying that he wasn't experienced enough? Don't be unhappy. Liang, help him analyze it. Okay. Meng Liang nodded. If the little princess is strong enough, she can disturb the Zhao family. If something happens to the little princess, who's behind her? That's the Ghost King. He loves her so much. If he knows that something happens to her, will he just sit back and do nothing? Although he can't control this place, it's easy for him to destroy a power. After listening to his analysis, Meng Lai's lips parted slightly. Then he smiled and said, Big brother is still the most thoughtful. In the future, you have to control your emotions. Don't be so rash. Think more carefully when you encounter problems. Meng Liang said. Yes, I know. After knowing that he wasn't trying to curry favor with Sima Yue, Meng Lai's attitude became better. Liang and I still have some things to discuss. You can leave, Meng Fei said. Yes. Call me if you need anything. You little rascal, stop smiling. I'll get someone to bring you out to gain experience later. Meng Liang kicked Meng Lai and he immediately ran out. After he left, the two in the room stopped smiling. Big brother, will this Sima Yue do what we think? Meng Liang asked. She will. If she doesn't do it, it's not up to her. Meng Fei snorted. Since she had already boarded this boat, how could he allow her to disembark? Then should we do anything else? No need. We just need to bring them to the Zhao family. Also pass the news to the elders. They're in the Zhao family, so they naturally know what to do. All right. Sima Yue and Wu Lingyu were taking a stroll outside the campsite. Fuxi followed them. After crossing this mountain, They would soon reach the Zhao clan's territory. She didn't care much about the Zhao family. She was more worried about the starfish in the Qian family. Although she had to wait for 3 years before activating the power of her bloodline, she wouldn't lose her life if she encountered some pedophiles. However, the result was still a pity. Why don't we ask the Meng family directly? They should have told us, Fuxi said. That won't happen. They will only bring us to the Zhao family now. Sima Yue said. Why? Did you hear something again? Fuxi asked. No, but it's not hard to guess. Fuxi thought for a while and guessed it. From what happened during the day, the Meng family didn't have good intentions. Why would they agree to her request after knowing her identity? There was only one reason, and that was to let them go to the Zhao family. They didn't know the relationship between the Meng family and the Zhao family, but it wasn't very good. Otherwise, they wouldn't rather hunt here than go to the Zhao family. They knew that the Zhao family was chasing them, but they still wanted to bring them there. They just wanted them to fight with the Zhao family. Then, as neighbors, they could watch the tigers fight and reap the benefits. Since they had this goal, how could they let them bypass the Zhao family and go to the Qian family? Actually, you can ask where the Qian family is and then say that you want to go to the Zhao family. Fuxi said. You can say that you want to go to the Zhao family to save Haishi's sister, and then go to the Qian family to save his brother. Anyway, their goal is to let us go to the Zhao family. Since we said that we want to go, they have no reason to not tell you where the Qian family is. Sima Yue thought about it, and felt that he was right. Even if they went to the Zhao family, they might not know where the Qian family was. It was better to find the Qian family's location here first. You're really smart. Do you always use your appearance to deceive people and do bad things secretly? How can that be? I'm a good young man over there. Fuxi stuck out his tongue. Even if it was true, he didn't want her to know. The next day, Meng Fei found 2 guards to lead the way. Sima Yue took the opportunity to ask about the Qian family's location. Meng Fei was slightly startled. You want to go to the Qian family? Yes. Sima Yue saw the young man behind him change his expression, but her smile didn't change. I want to go to the Zhao family first. After I settle things, I'll go to the Qian family. I must fly to both the Zhao and Qian families. Meng Fei's eyes flashed and took out a map saying, This is the map of the triangular region. The Qian family's location is on it. Sima Yue opened it. The map was simple and was similar to the country maps in her previous life. It only marked the areas and names of the powers. However, it was better than nothing. With this map, she could understand the distribution of powers here. Thank you. She put the map away and followed the 2 guards. Big brother, why did you give her the map? What if she doesn't go to the Zhao family and goes to the Qian family directly? Also, you only sent 2 people. That's too unreliable. Meng Fei said. Last night, I already sent a message to the elders. The Zhao family has already received the news. Sima Yue and the rest will appear here. I asked them to bring her to the grassland on the other side of the mountain for 2 more days. I estimated that the Zhao family would arrive, and then bring her to the Zhao family's territory. Sima Yue and the rest were here. They didn't know the direction and didn't know the distance to the Zhao family. Naturally, they could only follow their men. They thought that there wouldn't be any mistakes in their plan. However, because of their pride, they only asked about Sima Yue's identity and didn't ask about the others. Naturally, they didn't know that Yanjin was here. Although Sima Yue and Fei Yi didn't know the way and didn't know the way, they were very sensitive to space. When they realized that these people were taking them to a detour, they asked Yanjin to take action. Yanjin casually played a song, and the 2 Meng family members were mesmerized. Why are you taking us to a detour? Yanjin asked. Young master ordered us to. How long did he ask you to take us here? 2 to 3 days. Why? Wait for the Zhao family to arrive. They weren't surprised to hear this answer. Chapter 1994. Since the Meng family had such a plan, it seemed like the Zhao family already knew about them. What else do you know? Yanjin continued to interrogate. We don't know. Our mission is to bring you to the Zhao family. Sima Yue and the others exchanged glances. It seemed like the Meng family didn't want them to be suspicious and didn't let them know too much. Bring us directly out of this hunting ground, Yanjin ordered. Yes. The two guards brought them out of the Meng family's hunting ground after walking for half a day. It was wishful thinking to take them for 2 or 3 days for such a short distance. Or, on the other hand, they thought they were stupid enough. Stay here for 2 days before going back. Also, forget this part of your memory. Only remember that we followed you for 2 or 3 days. Yanjin said. Yes. The two of them left. Sima Yue took out a map and studied it with Bandit One for a while. They set up a one-time teleportation array. After they left, the array stones turned into ashes. 2 days later, the Zhao family arrived at the border. However, they didn't even find a shadow after digging 3 feet into the ground. Those people were so angry that they wanted to teach the person who passed the message a lesson. When Sima Yue and the others came out, they were already in the Qian family's territory. Because there was only an area on the map and no terrain, they fell into a river as soon as they came out. What kind of teleportation array did you two make? You actually made the exit on the river surface. It was so close that we didn't even have time to react. Yanjin climbed out of the river and used his spiritual power to evaporate the water on his body. He couldn't help but complain to the two of them. We didn't know there was a river here. Sima Yue climbed out of the water. With Wu Lingyu's quick reaction, she was protected by his spiritual power when she fell into the water. Therefore, her clothes weren't wet at all. However, Wu Lingyu's clothes were wet. Sima Yue came to the shore. Wu Lingyu brought Haishi and Haishi up. Haishi didn't have much strength and Wu Lingyu went to protect Sima Yue. Therefore, he couldn't stop coughing when he came up. It was obvious that he choked badly just now. Cough, 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 Haishi thought as he coughed. Wu Lingyu was so nice to Sima Yue. His first reaction was to protect her and not himself. Big brother Lingyu, can't you protect us too? Fushi asked as she came out of the water. I don't have the energy, Wu Lingyu said calmly. Everyone. Only a fool would believe you. Huan was not wet either. It should be said that he was the only one who did not fall into the water. Before he came out, he already felt that this wasn't a good place. He ran over and wanted to pull Sima Yu away. However, when he saw that Wu Lingyu had protected her the moment he came out, he stopped in mid-air. Everyone, let's pack up and head to the Zhao family's land, Sima Yue said. When the bandit came up and saw Yan Ye's resentful eyes, he said faintly, You should be glad that this is only a river and not a mountain. If they were in the mountains, they would be stuck inside. The feeling would definitely be worse than falling into the water. After everyone rested for a while, the bandit pointed in a direction according to the direction they came from and the map. Everyone flew in that direction. After flying for 2 days, they saw a dark goose. As soon as the dark goose saw them, it immediately pecked at them. Let me try. Sima Yue took out a bone flute and blew a song. The dark goose flapped its wings, its eyes unfocused. They flew onto its back and said, Take us to the Qian family's land. Chirp chirp. The dark goose flapped its wings and flew towards the Qian family's land with them. With it leading the way, the rest of the journey was much less troublesome. After they restrained their auras, the people on the ground did not know that there were people sitting on the familiar dark goose to cause trouble. The dark goose flew them to the Qian family's land without being discovered once. They came all the way to the clan's land. If they went any further, they would probably be discovered. Let's get off here first and observe the situation before going over, Sima Yue said. Okay. They found a secluded place to land and the dark goose flapped its wings and flew away. For safety, she threw Haishi into Wu Lingyu's little realm. She originally wanted to throw Fushi in as well, but Fushi said that he wanted to follow. With his strength, he might not be able to fight the enemy, but protecting himself was not a problem. The divine dragon's defense could not be compared to the black tortoise's, but it could still be ranked second. After Sima Yue heard his explanation, she agreed to let him stay and only threw Haishi into the little realm. They found a place to hide and released the scarlet bees, letting them find the whereabouts of the starfish. Very quickly, the scarlet bees sent news over, and it was not good news. Qian family's land. A starfish wearing a pink dress was brought to a very large courtyard. She looked around in panic. When the guards on the road looked at her, her weak body would tremble. "Go in, seventh elder is waiting for you." The servant girl leading the way said coldly, "Why? Why did you bring me here?" The starfish stood at the door, not daring to go in. The servant girl did not pity her, and looked at her with a fierce gaze. In the beginning, seventh elder was very good to her, but as she grew up, he did not look for her anymore. And her status continued to decline as she grew older, until now she could only be a servant girl. So now that she saw the starfish, how could she not be angry? The starfish was frightened by her glare and took 2 steps back. The servant girl was furious. She grabbed her clothes and pushed her into the house, shouting, "Why aren't you going in? Do you want me to be scolded by seventh elder? Get the hell in there." The starfish could not win against her and was pushed into the house. Then the door was closed. Very quickly, other women came out and ignored her frightened eyes. They directly pulled her to the bath and washed her from head to toe. Then they brought her to seventh elder's room. The starfish was tormented by them all the way and did not resist, because she knew that it was useless. She stood in the middle of the room with her head lowered. Her small hands clenched and opened and clenched again. Growing up in such a family, she knew what kind of situation she was in. She knew that many people were perverted, and there were also many pedophiles. She did not expect to meet one now. She originally thought that these people would wait until she activated her bloodline, and then think of a way to escape. But now, it seemed that it was too late. She closed her eyes and opened them again. A resolute light flashed in her eyes. If he really wanted to do something to her, she only had one choice. "Hi, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I have to leave first." Chapter 1995. The seventh elder of the Qian family, Qian Ming, came into the room and saw the small body at first glance. So weak, so thin, as if he could crush her with one slap. She looked up. Her deer-like eyes were filled with fear and determination that other children didn't have. "I haven't activated my bloodline yet, so it's useless for you to find me now." Starfish spoke first, trying to calm herself down, but she couldn't control her trembling body. The seventh elder put his hands behind his back and stared at her with his handsome face. He smiled. "It doesn't matter, we can do those things in advance. When your bloodline is activated, you won't be mine alone." Starfish didn't know if his gaze was too hot or if his words were too frightening, but her legs went soft and she sat directly on the ground. I won't give in to you." She swallowed her saliva and held back her tears. "If you do anything to me, I will kill myself, so that none of you can have me." If she died, the seventh elder wouldn't be able to explain to the other clansmen. This was her only trump card. "Hehe, do you think you can die?" Qian Ming's voice was also very magnetic, but the words he said were suffocating. Starfish saw that he wasn't a threat at all, and her heart turned cold. Well, people as powerful as them could easily find someone to control her, so how could she have the chance to kill herself? She couldn't even die? The tears in her eyes fell down in the end. "You don't have to feel so bad. Many people who followed me ended up liking me and didn't want to leave me when they grew up. It's a pity that I have no interest in them." Qian Ming strode to the bed, looked at Starfish who was still sitting on the ground, and said, "If you have more self-awareness, you can suffer less. If you want me to do it, your small body may not be able to bear it." Starfish looked up at him, and her hands in her sleeves clenched again. She didn't have anything on her, so she couldn't even die. "Hurry up, don't make me wait," Qian Ming urged. Starfish turned her gaze to the table, where the maidservant had just served tea. She got up, but her body didn't have much strength. She supported herself on the stool and saw the teacups. She made up her mind and threw them all to the ground. Bang! The teacup fell to the ground, but it didn't break. Instead, it rolled a few times on the ground before stopping at her feet. "Do you want to break the teacup to commit suicide?" Qian Ming appeared beside her out of nowhere and whispered into her ear, gently blowing hot air. "Ah!" The starfish was frightened by him. It screamed and tried to run away, but he caught it and threw it on the bed. Although the bed was very soft, it still hurt her small body from the impact. "There are many people who want to die in front of me, but none of them are able to take action. You are the first. Qianming walked to the bedside and sat down. He caressed her trembling body. I have to say you aroused my interest even more. Hee, I like meek ones, but I also like kittens with claws. The starfish's body trembled even more, and big drops of tears fell down. She tried to stop herself from crying, but she couldn't stop her tears from overflowing. Hiss. The silk cloth was torn, and she felt a chill on her back. She wanted to move, but found that she could no longer move. If you are obedient, you will suffer less. Soon, you will fall in love with this feeling. Qianming said bewitchingly. His hands didn't stop moving and tore her clothes into pieces. The starfish had never felt that this sound was so sharp and ear-piercing. She thought that her life was over. She was turned over by Qianming. She looked at the top of the bed blankly and didn't even know that Qianming had come over. She wanted to seal herself up. If she couldn't die, then she would let herself be a living dead. Qianming felt that her breath was weakening and knew that she was sealing her heart. Anger rose from his heart, and he slapped her face. You want to be a living dead? I want you to see with your own eyes how you are being played by me. The starfish's divine sense was pulled back. She looked at Qianming's ferocious face, and found that she couldn't even cry. Qianming's hand moved all the way down. When he was about to reach the forbidden area, she finally showed a frightened reaction. And this reaction pleased Qianming very much. When he was about to move down again, there was a sudden fluctuation in the air. He dodged it and flew from the bed to the door. What a shameless person. Huan, control him for me. The cold female voice was filled with cold killing intent. As soon as he stood firm, he saw a beautiful woman appear on the bed where he was just now. She took out a blanket and covered the starfish, leaving only her head outside. The starfish thought that she couldn't escape today's nightmare, but she didn't expect that the situation would turn around. The dirty hands were gone, she was covered, and a gentle voice comforted her. Don't be afraid. When Huan heard Sima Yoyue's order, he immediately attacked Qianming. Qianming's strength was not weak, and his reaction was quick. When Huan attacked, he broke through the room and escaped. To be able to approach him quietly, it meant that they were very strong. If he stayed in the room, he would only be attacked. If he went out, he could let the people around know and come to save him. Huan chased after him. Sima Yue took out a dress and said, "Change into this." The starfish sat up and took the clothes, but she didn't move. Instead, she looked at her warily. Who are you talking about? Why did you save me? I promised Haishi that I would save you, Sima Yue said. Haishi? Where is he now? The starfish looked at her excitedly. Put on the clothes first. You can't see him like this. Sima Yue got up and went to the door to see the situation outside with her back to her. The starfish took the clothes and quickly put them on. However, she didn't approach Sima Yue. Instead, she stood there and looked at her. Sima Yue said that she promised Haishi that she would save her, but she couldn't believe her words. She didn't know what was going on and couldn't believe her words. If this person also came for their bodies, wouldn't Haishi have escaped from the tiger's mouth and fallen into the wolf's den? Sima Yue turned to look at her and said, "This dress is made from my clothes. Make do with it." Is Haishi with you now? The starfish asked tentatively. Yes, but he's not here for the time being, Sima Yue said and turned to look at Huan. As soon as Qianming went out of the room, the people outside immediately noticed and rushed up to surround Huan. Kill them for me, Qianming shouted. Those people attacked Huan together, but when the underworld skill dissipated, Huan's figure was nowhere to be seen. Qianming saw Sima Yue at the door. Go catch her. The starfish just walked to her side and saw Qianming. Her body trembled involuntarily. Chapter 1996. The scene just now flashed through her mind again. That kind of despair of not being able to live and not being able to die made her feel cold all over when she thought about it. A cloak was placed on her body and said, "Nothing happened just now. You're still you." The cloak still carried her fragrance, faint, but it made her heart calm down. Seeing the guards coming over, she screamed to remind her, "They're coming." Don't worry. Sima Yue stood still and didn't pay attention to those people at all. Puff. Ah! The guards ran halfway and were penetrated by the black fog. Before they could figure out what was going on, they all fell to the ground. What's going on? This woman is so evil. Don't go near her. They didn't know where the black fog came from or why it was so terrifying, but they were sure that it only appeared after they went to find her. So she must have done something. The black fog came out of those people's bodies and gathered together to form Juan's body. Who are you? The Qian family was stunned. Could it be that he was from the Soul clan? Juan didn't say anything and flew towards Qian Ming. In the blink of an eye, he brought him in front of Sima Yue. The guards stood in place and wanted to rush over, but they were frightened by the inexplicable corpses on the ground. Miss, what should we do with this person? Juan asked. Sima Yue looked at the starfish. When the starfish saw Qian Ming, she stepped back and hid behind her. Do you want to kill him? Sima Yue asked her. Yes. The starfish trembled and said, but killing him would be too easy for him. Then what do you want to do? Castrate him so that he can never think about these things again, the starfish said. Then do as she says, Sima Yue said to Juan. Juan's movements were very fast. With one move, Qian Ming could only cover his lower body and roll on the ground. The guards were stunned. Did their seventh elder really get castrated just like that? All of this happened too fast. Let's go. Sima Yue walked out. The starfish hesitated for a moment and followed her. Regardless of whether she was plotting against him or not, it couldn't be worse than the situation in the Qian family. When they left Qian Ming's courtyard, Juan, who was walking behind them, waved his hand. Qian Ming's body, which was rolling on the ground, suddenly began to swell. Those people had no idea what was happening to him. Qian Ming's body was getting bigger and bigger, and his stomach was getting rounder and rounder. It was as if someone was blowing at him. Bang! Qian Ming's body exploded into a pile of meat paste. Everyone saw a cloud of black smoke drifting out from the explosion. It looked very similar to the black fog from before. The seventh elder died just like that. In front of that person, he didn't even have the strength to resist. Sima Yue and the others had just left Qian Ming's courtyard when they were surrounded again. Capture the cauldron, kill the rest without mercy. The leader waved his hand, and those people immediately rushed over, surrounding them. Sima Yue raised her eyebrows. These people were really slow. If they hadn't deliberately waited, she would have already left before they arrived. I want to see your patriarch. She made her request. Who do you think you are? You're not worthy to see our patriarch. That's right, if you want to see our patriarch, you have to step over our bodies. What are you all waiting for? Go. Juan stood in front of Sima Yue and blocked the attacks of those people. Sixth elder, seventh elder has been killed by them. The guards in Qian Ming's courtyard ran out and shouted to sixth elder. That man is very strange, everyone be careful. You said Qian Ming is dead? Yes, he was killed by these people. This person is too strange. There are a lot of people here. Miss, do you want to avoid them first? Juan said. No need. You don't have to worry about me, just do what you need to do. As long as he didn't care about her, he could do whatever he wanted. Juan didn't have to worry about her safety. Since she had expressed her stance, he didn't have to worry about her and focused on dealing with these people. Starfish looked at those people and clenched her small hands tightly. There were nearly 100 people here, and they were only 2 people. Could they beat them? If they couldn't beat them, would she be caught again? She looked back and weighed in her heart whether it was better to follow them or run by herself. After comparing the two, she found that no matter which path she took, it was a dead end. If she followed these 2 people, there might be some hope. Since they dared to break into the Qian family's residence, it meant that they should have some strength, right? If you leave here, you won't be able to walk more than 10 meters. Sima Yue didn't have any thoughts about her behavior. Although she was only 3 years older than Haishi, she was much more mature and didn't trust people casually. Starfish saw that her thoughts were exposed and couldn't help but blush. I'm sorry. She apologized. Sima Yue saw that Juan was dealing with those people alone, and wondered if she should take advantage of this time to call Black Shadow and MOU out. Previously, she was with Yanjin and the others, so she didn't have a good opportunity. Now it was really good. And she didn't know how long she would stay here, so the two of them couldn't stay here forever. She only thought for a while before calling Mou and Black Shadow out. They knew the situation outside from the spirit pagoda. So as soon as they came out, Black Shadow joined the battle. Mou stood beside Sima Yue. Starfish looked at the two people who suddenly appeared with some doubts in her eyes, but she didn't ask anything. Mou didn't see Wu Lingyu and felt a little strange. He asked casually, "Where is he?" "He went to see if there were any other people who were caught," Sima Yue said. "Would he be willing to leave you?" "There's no other way. If she went too, she would have to let others save Starfish." She was afraid that at that time, only her corpse would be saved. With the addition of Black Shadow, these people were quickly dealt with. However, before they could say anything, the sound of fighting came from another direction. "It seems that your one has also been found. I didn't intend to leave quietly," Sima Yue said. "If I just leave like this, the Qian family will not let me off easily. We have to solve the problem here." Mou raised his eyebrows. "Is this the attitude of solving a problem? You don't really want to destroy this family, do you?" "I wanted to talk to them nicely, but their patriarch didn't come out at all, so I can only use this method," Sima Yue said. "If necessary, so what if we destroy the Qian family? The fewer such forces there are, the better, so that they don't stay and harm others." "Miss, should we go and take a look?" "Go," Sima Yue said. Although she wasn't worried about Wu Lingyu's safety, she still had to go and take a look. Those old guys should be coming out soon. Chapter 1997. Who dares to trespass into the Qian family's territory? When Sima Yue and the others arrived at Wu Lingyu's side, an angry rebuke came over, causing Sima Yue's heart to hurt. Net Starfish fainted from the shock and was thrown into the spirit pagoda by Sima Yue. "This person is not weak," Mou said. "Looks like it's an old man from the family." Sima Yue took out a pill and ate it, then saw an old man with white hair and beard walking over. "If there's only one, it's easy." Mou felt that the other party's strength was about the same as his, so it shouldn't be a big problem for Huan and the others. However, it was clear that the Qian family didn't only have one old man. Soon more than 10 old men came over and stood on both sides of that person. Wu Lingyu, Yanju and the others flew to Sima Yue's side and confronted those old men. As expected of the aristocrats of the triangular region, their strength is indeed much stronger than those big families outside. Mou sighed. Not to mention the strength of these clansmen, the number of these old men far exceeded the families outside. It seemed that it would be troublesome to deal with them. "Who are you people? How dare you cause trouble in my Qian family?" The leading old man, Qian family's elder Qianfeng, shouted. "Your Qian family and Zhao family have been chasing us all the way. Don't you know who we are?" Sima Yue asked. Qianfeng didn't know what was going on. As a family elder, he never cared about the matters of the family, and only came out when there was trouble. "Family elder, they are those outsiders. They are here to steal the cauldron." The Qian family elder shouted. "Steal the cauldron? Then they are here to cause trouble. Where's the cauldron?" "They stole it, and that woman even killed the 7th elder." "What? Ming'er is dead?" Qianfeng was shocked and quickly took out Qianming's life jade, which was already broken into several pieces. "You actually killed my Ming." Qianfeng's eyes were filled with rage. He looked at Sima Yue, and the murderous intent in his eyes was so thick that it was about to melt. "I'm going to kill all of you and bury you with my Ming'er. Clan elder, these people also released the people we locked up. They also killed many of our people." The elder took the opportunity to complain, hoping that the elders would kill them all. "How arrogant. Do you think you have the ability to barge into my Qian family? Today, none of you will be able to leave." With more than a dozen elders and so many clansmen, the situation had suddenly reversed. Previously, the Qian family had been scared witless by Wu Lingyu and the others. Now they were confident that these people would definitely be killed. Speaking of which, I haven't really tested the power of those ancient war souls. Sima Yue took out the 100 Ghost streamer and said, "Let's use it for practice today." 100 Ghost banner. The old fellows were all knowledgeable and immediately recognized that this was the long-lost 100 Ghost banner. However, they did not pay too much attention to it. Even if there were ghosts inside, they were just some small fry soldiers and crab generals. It was impossible for them to defeat so many people. Most of the time, strength did not lie in numbers but in quality. For old fellows like them, 1 against 1,000 was a piece of cake. You can finally show us the power of the ancient war souls, Yan Zhao said. Quickly call them out. Sima Yue controlled the 100 Ghost banner and called out 100 ancient war souls. At this moment, the ancient war souls had been carefully nurtured by her and already had their own consciousness and memories. However, in their consciousness, Sima Yue was their master. As they had stayed in the ancient battlefield for so long, their killing intent was very strong. The moment they came out, they immediately made people feel a chill. Ancient war souls. The Qian family elders then looked at Sima Yue seriously. With so many ancient war souls, their fighting power was not weak. If she still had them, thinking of this, they could not help but shiver. Seems like everyone knows their stuff. Before coming to this triangular region, I went to the ancient battlefield and obtained these ancient war souls, Sima Yue said. However, I have not used them to fight before. You can help me try it out. With that, the ancient war souls moved and headed towards the Qian family. She did not know how powerful the ancient war souls were, but from the fact that they could send a commander flying with one palm, they could deal with the Qian family. Arrogant brat, you think you can do it with just the ancient war souls? If I kill you first, those ancient war souls will be useless. Qian Feng shouted and flew towards Sima Yue. Wu Lingyu immediately went to stop him from getting close to Sima Yue. The other elders also moved. Huan and Mou joined the battle, and each of them pulled 1 ancient war soul. This time, no one will come to help you. An elder flew over. Sima Yue no longer had anyone to protect her. Mi'er. Bang. The moment Mi'er appeared, he slapped the elder away and even patted his own hand in disdain. He actually met that person. What a blunder. It was this woman's fault for calling him too late. I will call you earlier next time, Sima Yue said solemnly. It's good that you know. Mi'er pouted with both hands. When he did this action with his shrunken appearance, it made people have the urge to pinch him. At this moment, someone came over to sneak an attack. Mi'er turned around and was very angry at this person who did not put him in his eyes. He slapped the person into pieces. Little Black and Little Roar ran back from somewhere. When they saw Sima Yue at the side of the battlefield, they quickly ran over. Yu, we found a lot of treasures. Little Roar ran into her arms and said excitedly. Little Black rubbed against Sima Yue's arms. He was also very happy. He had more toys now. Someone saw that she was alone again. Sima Yue sneered. Did these people really think that she had no fighting power and no strength to truss up a chicken? She condensed her spiritual energy and attacked the person who came to sneak an attack on her. She threw Little Roar to Little Black. Nothing would happen to them when they were together. They could even complement each other. When she was fighting, she realized that it had been a long time since she had a proper fight with someone. After coming to the ghost realm, her own strength was not high, but she always met a lot of powerful people. Every time, she relied on Huan and the rest to solve it. This kind of fight that relied on her own strength was very rare. She suddenly felt that she had been relying too much on external forces like Wu Lingyu and Huan recently. She needed to adjust her mentality. Perhaps it would be a good choice to go to the hidden sect to learn and improve her strength. Puffed. Qian Feng was shot through the heart by Wu Lingyu and lost his life in front of the Qian family. This time, everyone stopped what they were doing. The Qian family was stunned. Their clan elder was killed just like that. Now only the old ancestor can save the Qian family. Where is the old ancestor? He is in seclusion. We can't find him at all. Net remember the mobile version of the website. Chapter 1998. The head of the Qian clan, Qiansun, was visiting the Zhao clan when he received news that someone had broken into the Qian clan. The moment he heard that someone had broken into the Qian clan, and even saved the prisoners, Sun could not sit still and immediately wanted to bring his men back. Is it those outsiders? Zhao clan head Zhao Lifeng asked. It's them. We are still searching here, but they came to my house to cause trouble. Seems like the news this time is not accurate. Sun snorted. The news this time came from the Meng clan. They might have been tricked by those people. Zhao Lifeng said. However, they actually went to the Qian clan's land. Seems like they don't want to live anymore. Is my Qian clan a place where they can casually go? Sun said. But I still want to go back. If I can catch them, I can hand Haishi over to you sooner. Then I'll go with you. I'm quite nice to these outsiders. They really have the guts to rely on the Ghost King's support. Zhao Lifeng said. That's good too. You go and bring Haishi back, so I don't have to send people over. Sun said. Thus, Zhao Lifeng brought a few men and Sun back to the Qian clan's land. When they reached the clan's land, they sharply felt that the atmosphere was not right. It was too quiet. Not much time had passed since he received the news, so it could only be that the matter had been resolved. But if Sima Yue and the rest were killed, the Qian clan would not be so quiet. Old Qian, why do I feel that the atmosphere is a little strange? Zhao Lifeng asked. Something is indeed wrong. Let's go out and take a look. The teleportation array was located in a remote area, so they did not know what was happening here. They had to go out to find out. They had just gone out and were shocked by the scene outside. Qian clan head, you came back so slowly. Sima Yue sat on a wide chair and leaned back, as if she was already impatient from waiting. The Qian clan people stood behind her, not daring to even breathe loudly. Breathe loudly? Did they dare? Even the clan elder was killed by her people. You are Sima Yue, Zhao Lifeng said. Patriarch of the Zhao family, you must be surprised to see me alive. Sima Yue recognized Sun, and Zhao Lifeng precisely thanks to the second elder's memory. I'm really surprised. People always say that lowly things have long lives. It seems that this is indeed true. Zhao Lifeng did not care about Sima Yue at all. So what if she was the Ghost King's daughter? In this place, the three sides didn't care. She really didn't know what the Qian family was doing. Even with so many people, they still couldn't kill her. Also, why were they all standing behind her? Could it be that the Qian family was with them, and that was why she was safe and sound? Haha, everyone says that the Zhao family's patriarch is narrow-minded and has low moral standards. Looks like it's true. I just don't know if the Zhao family will be more upright without such a family head, Sima Yue said faintly. What do you mean? I mean it literally. You people always like to ask what this means. Your IQ is worrying. Sima Yue shook her head. I wonder what will happen to the two families if the head of the Zhao family dies in the Qian family? Will they still be as good? Don't try to sow discord between us. Sun scolded. What are you all standing there for? Hurry up and kill them. Where's Qianfeng? What is he doing at this time? Patriarch Qian, you don't have to shout. He won't be coming. Sima Yue said. As for me, I've been waiting here for long enough. So I'll make it short. Are you willing to give up on killing us? I don't like to do things like exterminating an entire family. But if you insist on choosing for the sake of peace, I can only do it. Are you threatening me? Sun asked. No, I'm negotiating with you. Sima Yue said sincerely. It depends on whether you're willing to negotiate. As long as you hand Haishi over, I can spare your life on account of the Ghost King. Sun said. Looks like you're still on the Zhao family's side. Sima Yue sighed. But I can't give you Haishi. I'm taking his sister Haixing away too. Then you can only leave your life behind. The moment Sun said that, the Qian family panicked. Fight with them? Wouldn't that be sending them to their deaths? Patriarch. The injured elders walked over. Seeing them, Sun and Zhao Lifeng jumped in fright. What's wrong with you guys? Patriarch, you can't fight with her. Patriarch, Qianfeng has already been killed by them. Other than that, 3 others died. A few hundred of our family members died. We can't fight anymore. Otherwise, the entire family will be finished. That's right, Patriarch, you can't fight anymore. What did you guys say? Sun couldn't believe what he heard. So many people from the Qian family died? And 4 clan elders had died as well? Patriarch, it's true. Our injuries were also caused by them. If not for the fact that she didn't want to exterminate the family from the start, we might not have been able to wait for you to return. Qiansun saw that the elders were all heavily injured and had fear in their eyes. His heart couldn't help but sink. Is she that powerful? This is our family's land. She has the 100 ghost streamer. There are many ancient war souls in it. We don't know which war they were left behind, but they are all very powerful. She called out 100 of them this time. They said that she has tens of millions of them. Patriarch, it's just a human cauldron. It's not worth it for us to pay such a huge price. Qiansun went silent. If that was the case, the Qian family would be in danger now. Sima Yue saw the elders pulling Qiansun to the side. She wasn't in a hurry and waited for them to speak slowly. Zhao Lifeng was anxious. If the Qian family didn't do anything, wouldn't Sima Yue and the rest escape? Furthermore, they had given the starfish to the Qian family, but they hadn't caught Haishi yet. If the Qian family didn't do anything, how could they catch Haishi? The longer Qiansun and the elders talked, the more anxious he became. He ignored Sima Yue's lingering gaze on him. After a while, Qiansun returned. Seeing his expression, Zhao Lifeng knew that he had made the choice he was worried about. He said with a solemn face, "Old Qian, you can't let her go like this. Don't forget that we still have an agreement." "I'm sorry, old Zhao. I have to think about the family." Qiansun said apologetically. "I think we should forget about the human cauldron." "Forget about it? I spent a huge amount of money to get the 2 of them. And you're telling me to forget about it now? You got the starfish. What about our Haishi?" Pfff. A long sword pierced through his heart from the back. Zhao Lifeng was stunned. Qiansun in front of him was also stunned. They stared blankly as the long sword turned into black smoke and dissipated. Net remember the mobile version of the website. Chapter 1999. Zhao Lifeng was dead. Until the moment of his death, he did not know how he died. He was the patriarch of a large clan. He had the strength of a half-step emperor. He had a high status. How could he die in such a situation? His death was too humiliating. No, he never thought that he would die. He wanted to become an emperor. As long as he obtained the cauldrons, he could obtain spiritual energy from them. He could even let them reproduce and create more cauldrons. As long as he had enough cauldrons, he could definitely become an emperor. It was as if he could already see the scene of him becoming an imperial emperor. How could he die here? No matter how unwilling he was still dead. His heart was pierced, and his organs were corroded by the Black Shadow's power. If only he did not come to the Qian clan. This was Zhao Lifeng's last thought. It was also the thing he regretted the most in his life. He fell to the ground. Qiansun then saw the Black Shadow behind him. The Black Shadow looked at him. His eyes were calm, but he could feel the encirclement of death. "Pfft, you actually sneak attacked." Yinya sneered. "It's fine as long as the result is good. Don't bother about the details." Sima Yue did not feel embarrassed at all. "Besides, haven't you done something like this before?" "Hee, I'm a villain." Yinya admitted it faster than her, causing her to roll her eyes. "Why did you kill old Zhao? He is the patriarch of the Zhao clan. If he dies here, how are we going to explain to the Zhao clan?" Qiansun regained his senses and questioned Sima Yue. "It's up to you how to explain. You can say that we killed him. However, I'm afraid they won't believe it," Sima Yue said. Not only would they not believe it, if they walked out of here alive and Zhao Lifeng died here, the Zhao clan would definitely say that they were in cahoots with her. Even if he really said that Sima Yue did it, no one would believe him. However, to keep her here? That was even more impossible. The Qian clan did not even dare to look at her. How could they have the strength to fight with her? No matter what, the Qian clan was definitely going to be the scapegoat. He was afraid that the relationship between the 2 races would change from allies to enemies in the future. The Qian family and the Zhao family were originally equal in strength. Although the Zhao family's family head had died, the Qian family had also lost 4 family elders and many clansmen. The impact they received was even greater. The only advantage was that they knew in advance that the relationship between the two families would deteriorate, so they were prepared. Qianxin knew that this was a trap that Sima Yue had dug for the Qian family. She wanted the two families to fight. However, this was also an opportunity. As long as they planned it well, they might be able to swallow up the Zhao family. Sima Yue saw the change in Qianxin's expression and knew that he was thinking a lot. However, this had nothing to do with her anymore. If you don't have any objections, we'll take our leave first. I'll take the starfish with me. If anyone else knows that she's here, I think you can guess the result. She stood up and Blackie walked over with the unconscious starfish. Looking at the starfish, Qianxin was still unwilling to give up. However, no matter how unwilling he was, he couldn't show it. He cupped his hands towards Yue and said, "You're also injured. Why don't you rest in the family for a few days before leaving?" Sima Yue smiled. "Do you really dare to let me stay in your family?" Ahem. Qianxin coughed twice to hide his thoughts. Sima Yue dared to stay, but he didn't dare to take her in. Sima Yue and the others left very decisively. Huan opened a space tunnel and left with everyone, not even giving the Qian family a chance to see their backs. Qianxin looked at the Qian family in a sorry state, and then at Zhao Lifeng on the ground. He had a headache. Family head, now is not the time to have a headache. We have to come up with a plan. Otherwise, when the Zhao family finds out about what happened today, we'll be in a passive position. The great elder said. You're right. Qianxin was annoyed, but he had to deal with these things. Let the clansmen recuperate first. Then all the elders and elders will go to the meeting hall to discuss our future. What about the corpses of the Zhao family? When Black Shadow killed Zhao Lifeng, Huan also killed the rest of the Zhao family. Now the corpses were still lying on the ground. What else can we do? Of course, we destroy them on the spot. Are we going to send them back? Qianxin reprimanded impatiently and turned to leave. The elders and elders of the Qian family left, leaving a few people to clean up the corpses of Zhao Lifeng and the others. Sima Yue and the others left the Zhao family's sphere of influence and found a remote valley to settle down. Unable to find a place to hide, Black Shadow and the others dug a cave at the foot of the mountain. Sima Yue carried the starfish down from Xiao Hei's back and put her on the bed. She examined her, wiped her wounds, applied medicine, and fed her a pill before she was done. When she was done, the others came in. Seeing the clean starfish, Yanjin raised his eyebrows. Why are you so good to her? Is it because of their system? What do you think? Sima Yue asked him back. It doesn't seem like it. Yanjin felt that she was not that kind of person, or rather, she was not interested in these things at all. Sima Yue smiled. I just feel sorry for them. Yanjin felt that it was not the case. Her smile seemed to imply something that he did not know. In fact, she was just thinking about the extermination of the Zeng family and the Shiman family. Two little people had to face such a disaster, and there was such a difficult road to walk. Now that she had encountered such a situation, she happened to have the strength to do so. The starfish had been unconscious in the spirit pagoda for a long time. Now that she was treated, she woke up quickly and heard their conversation. Thank you for saving me. She looked at Sima Yue gratefully. When Qianfeng released his pressure, she saw that Sima Yue was enduring her own discomfort and shielding her. If it were not for Yue, she would not have been able to survive. Since you're awake, have a good rest. Benefactor, where is Haishi? The starfish struggled to get up, but Sima Yue stopped him with a look. Wu Lingyu opened the spirit pagoda and took the starfish out. When Haishi saw the starfish, he immediately rushed to her and cried, Sister, I thought I would never see my sister again. Haishi, I promised to save your sister, and now I have done it. You two can talk by yourselves. After saying that, Sima Yue went out with the others, leaving the siblings alone. Half a day later, the starfish came out with Haishi. They came to Yanjin, knelt down and kowtowed to him 3 times, thanking him for taking Haishi back. Then they got up and came to Sima Yue, knelt down and kowtowed 3 times. The starfish looked up at her with determined eyes. Little princess, please let us follow you. Chapter 2000. Sima Yue looked at the two little figures and didn't say anything. Little princess, I know we don't have the strength now, but give us some time and we can grow up. Starfish continued. Moreover, our cultivation speed is fast. As long as we activate our bloodline, we can be much faster than others. Then your family should have a lot of strong people. Why was it so easy to be exterminated? Yanqi said. Starfish bit his lips. Those people in the family were used as cauldrons by others. Some of the elders often disappeared suddenly. My mother said that they were captured and used as cauldrons. She also said that she hoped that we would never activate our bloodline. But we don't have any other choice. You can choose whether to activate your bloodline or not. Sima Yue asked. Yes, the family has a secret method that can make us fail to activate our bloodline. Starfish said. But in that case, our talent will not be high in the future, and we can only be ordinary cultivators. Some can't even cultivate anymore, and can only be ordinary people. Does anyone choose to do that? Very few. Our physique cultivates fast and we have few necks. As long as we can grow up, we won't be restrained by others. Compared to ordinary people, this temptation is too great. Indeed, in front of this, without knowing what will happen in the future, it's easy to choose the former. Little princess, please let us follow you. As long as we can grow up, we will be useful to you. Starfish kowtowed, and Haishi kowtowed as well. You want to grow up safely under my protection and then take revenge, right? Sima Yue spoke out their thoughts. Yes, I think so. Starfish didn't deny. But as long as we grow up, our lives will be very long. Except for revenge, we will be your people all the time. Sima Yue stared into Starfish's eyes. She didn't dodge, and her small face was full of determination. After a long time she sighed. If you denied it, you and your brother could only wander in this area. Haishi didn't understand what she meant. But Starfish had already kowtowed heavily, crying tears of joy. Haishi saw his sister kowtowing again, so he kowtowed as well. Thank you, little princess, for taking us in. From now on, you are our master. We will never betray you or do anything to betray you. As soon as the starfish finished speaking, the power of oath descended from the sky and entered her body. When Haishi heard his sister say so, he also swore. Sima Yue felt that Starfish was a sensible person, so she made a vow at this time to express her sincerity. This way, he would be able to nurture her without worry. Even if he didn't nurture them, as long as he could protect them, they would be able to grow. Get up. I'll give you guys time and resources. It's up to you how far you can go, Sima Yue said. Yes, master. Sima Yue smiled. Actually, she didn't want them to do anything for her when they grew up. She just wanted to see those people's faces when they saw the siblings grow up, but they didn't dare to provoke them. In addition, it was also to give them a chance to live. Everyone had the right to live, but not everyone had the opportunity to do so. Starfish pulled Haishi up. Her heart, which had been in fear recently, was finally at ease. She would definitely grow up, and make those who destroyed her clan pay the price. Where do you plan to go after this? Yanjin waited for her to put them away before asking. We'll rest here for a few days and let Haishi recover from his injuries, Sima Yue said. Why are you leaving? If you're in a hurry, we can part ways here. Yanjin was also the second in command of a large force. He must have a lot of things to deal with. She didn't mind, so she wanted to walk around this area and see if she could find the way to the 9th underworld mountain. I'm fine. I don't really care about anything in the sect. If you want to stay, I'll stay too, Yanjin said. You make it sound like you're staying for us. Sima Yue pouted. You can say that. Sima Yue snorted. You dare say that you're not staying to understand this area? Of course. Where's the insect? I thought about it. What Bandit E said is right. No matter what, as long as they know the whereabouts of the bone flute, I won't have any peace. Why don't I try? If I can go in, I'll see if I can learn something from him. If you can go in, you won't regret it, Bandit E said. Sima Yue smiled. She talked to Wu Lingyu after the battle in the Qian family. Both of them felt that she was too anxious. She wanted to save her mother as soon as she came to the ghost realm. However, she wasn't strong enough. So she was very anxious and impatient. If she could go to the insect, she would focus on learning and improving her strength. As for the northern god seal, it was useless to verify it now. If it was fake, she would find another way to save her mother. If it was real, they would only tell her the whereabouts of the other 3 god seals after she broke through to the underworld paragon level. So it was better to wait until she broke through to verify it. Where's the insect? Is it the spirit realm or the ghost realm? It's useless to tell you the place. When you want to go, we'll take you there. Otherwise, you won't be able to find it. Yanjin said. Okay. If that's the case, then we have to follow you. This way, we can take you there directly after you're done. Up to you. I can't guarantee your safety, Sima Yue said. If you don't attract trouble, I can protect myself. Tisk. Sima Yue rolled her eyes at him. When Starfish knew that they stopped here to let her recover, she was very touched. Although she was following Sima Yue now, she didn't have any status. Haishi, we must repay Mistress in the future. Yes. Mistress is good to us. We must repay her. Sima Yue and Wu Lingyu huddled together and looked at the map with their heads touching. We left in a hurry when we were in the Qian family. We should have asked them for a detailed map. Sima Yue sighed. If they had a detailed map, they wouldn't have to stare at this abstract map in a daze. This empty area. Wu Lingyu pointed at the area in the middle of the map with his slender fingers. The Jiuyu Mountain should be here. But this area is too big. We don't know where the Jiuyu Mountain is. And we don't know the terrain here. If we go there directly, I'm afraid it'll be dangerous. Sima Yue said. No one has found their place for so many years. This means that the surrounding environment should be very bad. Do you really want to go to the Jiuyu Mountain? Wu Lingyu suddenly asked her. Chapter 2001. In 1 second, she remembered. Love Divided by You? Read book, Webno pop-up window, free to read. Did she really want to go to Jiuyu Mountain? Did she want to go? Or did she have to go? Sima Yue was stunned, then shook her head. Ever since the old ancestor gave me all his power, there was no such thing as whether I wanted to go or not, only that I had to go. I just didn't expect that it would be here, and at this time. So no matter what, she had to go to Jiuyu Mountain. If that's the case, then don't bother about her, just go. Wu Lingyu said. Let's go somewhere nearby. Then we'll see how to get there. That's the only way. Hopefully, there won't be any trouble on the way. The people in the triangular region were too repulsed by outsiders. As long as they found traces of them, they would attract trouble. Luckily, there weren't many of them, and they were strong enough. Do you plan to bring those 2 children with you? Wu Lingyu asked her. Of course, Sima Yue said. You see Feng, and you in them, right? They're both siblings and their families were exterminated, and they still have to face so many dangers, so I want to provide them with a good living environment. But if you bring them with you personally, it will bring you trouble. I know there are many people like them in the world, but since I've met them, I'll help. Sima Yue said. As for bringing them with me, I want to see how strong their physiques are. If the danger they bring is too great, I'll consider sending them away. It's good that you've made up your mind. Don't worry, I won't let myself be a good person, I'm not a saint. Sima Yue smiled. She was not that kind of person who would save anyone she met, treat everyone well, and help anyone she didn't know. Then they discussed the route. As they didn't know the terrain here, they chose the closest route. But even so, they had to go around the territories of the 2 clans. And from the signs above, the strength and status of the 2 clans were very different. Because the closer they were to the center, the higher their status. A few days later, the starfish's injuries were completely healed, and they began to move towards the center. However, it didn't take long for the array formation to become unusable. There is a spatial restriction here. We cannot casually use spatial channels and teleportation arrays. Bandit 1 said. In that case, we can only go in from the outside. That's the only way. But if we walk outside, the possibility of being discovered is very high. There's no other way. That's the only way. Go and see if there are any flying beasts. Sima Yue summoned many scarlet bees and quickly sent back a message. In the end, a goshawk was chosen. After being hypnotized, it became their temporary ride. With it leading the way, they avoided many people and passed through the first clan without being discovered. However, their good luck ended at the border between the two races. On this day, they had just arrived at the border between the two races, and were about to switch to a flying beast that was familiar with this area when they were discovered by someone. Moreover, as soon as those people discovered them, they didn't say a word and immediately started shouting to kill them, demanding that they hand over the clear snow lotus. The other party's attack was very fierce and they were caught off guard. They didn't want to attract more people, so they could only escape. It took them a long time to shake off their pursuers. What the hell? Where did we get the clear snow lotus? Yan Jin scolded. Sima Yue felt that this clear snow lotus sounded familiar. She thought for a while, and finally remembered where she had heard this name before. We were implicated by Ruin Valley and the others. She said helplessly. What? I heard Ruin Valley and the others say that they came here for the clear snow lotus. So now it's possible that they got the clear snow lotus and escaped. And we just happened to arrive at this place. Sima Yue explained. Was this the so-called if you mess around, you'll have to pay for it? When they were in the Zhou family, because of their sudden appearance, the Zhou family increased their patrols. In the end, they met Ruin Valley and the others, causing them to be chased around the Zhou family for a long time. At that time, she thought that Ruin Valley's luck was really bad. She didn't expect that not long after, this feng shui would fall on them. Everyone. Their luck was really good. Then what do we do now? Do we fight? Fushi asked. What fight? If we fight every time we see someone, then we'll be surrounded and killed by the entire triangular region tomorrow. Yan Jin said gloomily. Previously, when they dealt with the Zhao and Qian families, it was because they did something that couldn't be exposed. They could only suffer in silence. But if they killed every person they saw, then all the families here would band together, and they would be hunted down no matter where they went. Not to mention spreading the news, it would be hard for them to even survive. Then we can only run? Fushi asked again. There's no better way now. Sima Yue said. Let's run one step at a time. Someone's coming. Wu Lingyu said. They're here so quickly? Can't they let us catch a breath? We can't use the void to escape. We can only stay outside. We're not familiar with the terrain here and are at a disadvantage. Naturally, we'll be found easily. Let's not talk about that. Let's go quickly. When they left, the pursuers would catch up and continue to follow their tracks. Run, chase, and so on. 2 months later, the pursuers who chased after the aura found nothing and were furious. These people are too cunning. We've been chasing behind them for 2 months and haven't caught up to them even once. These people are quite strong. Do we still chase? If we go any further, it'll be the forbidden area. The leader was silent for a while and said, Chase, we have to chase. They stole the clear snow lotus. We have to get it back. But if we provoke the 9 Phantom Mountain, we'll be in trouble. If we can't get the clear snow lotus back, we'll be in trouble. That's right. Let's go first. I hope Yao Lao isn't home recently. After saying that, the group continued to chase in the direction that Sima Yue and the others had escaped. Sima Yue and the others were depressed. These people chased them for 2 months and didn't give up. If she wasn't afraid of attracting more people, she would have killed them. She didn't know where they were now, and if they were even further away from the 9 Phantom Mountain. They stopped at the bottom of a cliff and caught some fish by the pool. Sima Yue made grilled fish for the 3 little guys. Little girl, your grilled fish is quite good. Can you give this old man too? The sudden appearance of a figure made Wu Lingyu and the others wary. They couldn't sense his aura. How strong was this person? Don't be nervous. He's just passing by to pick herbs and smelled the fragrance. Don't worry, he's not the one chasing you. Yao Lao carried a bamboo basket on his back. There were some herbs inside that emitted a faint fragrance. Chapter 2002. 1 second to remember. Love divided by you. Reading book web no pop-up window, free to read. However, his words made them even more nervous. Sima Yue passed the freshly grilled fish to Yao Lao and asked, "Did you see us being chased? Those fellows were making a ruckus outside, and now they only saw you outsiders. If they weren't chasing you, who else could it be?" Yao Lao took a bite of the grilled fish and felt that it tasted good. "Your grilling skills are much better than your mother's." Sima Yue's hand paused. "You know my mother? That weird fellow, she took many treasures from me." Yao Lao spat out a fish bone. "You look so similar to her, it's easy to recognize you." "You're Yao Lao." Sima Yue guessed his identity after thinking for a while. "Hee hee, little girl, you're quite smart." Yao Lao laughed and finished the fish in his hand in a few bites. "So it's Yao Lao, we're sorry for not recognizing you." Yenya bowed to Yao Lao. "Seventh Elder's disciple, where's your old thing?" Yao Lao asked him. "Master's whereabouts are wandering, I don't know. But I think he should be returning to the sect." Yenya heard from his master that he had a good relationship with Yao Lao, so he wasn't surprised that he called out his master's name. "Old Grandpa, how do you know that he's Seventh Elder's disciple?" Fushi asked. "Give me your grilled fish and I'll tell you," Yao Lao said. Fushi didn't hesitate to give the grilled fish to him, and waited for his answer with wide eyes. Yao Lao took the grilled fish and ate it, saying, "I don't know what kind of technique they're from, but everyone has a similar aura. I can tell at a glance." "Just like that?" "Just like that. Little girl, you've learned it too, right? Your body has a bit of that aura." "You can even tell?" Fushi looked at Yenya and then at Sima Yue. The two of them didn't have any similar aura. How could he tell? "You're still young, it would be strange if you could tell," Yao Lao said. "When you're as old as me, you'll probably be able to." "There's still a long way to go." Fushi hesitated for a while and stopped hesitating. He looked at the fish that Sima Yue was grilling. "Big brother Fushi, you can have mine." Haishi handed over the half-eaten fish in her hand to him. "No need, you can eat it yourself." Fushi was not interested in fish stained with other people's saliva. Seeing Hessi's disappointed eyes because of his rejection, he rolled his eyes in his heart. However, he still comforted her. "Hessi, you are also very hungry. You eat this first. Yue will be ready soon. I will wait for a while. Hurry up and eat, don't starve." Only then did Hessi smile. Her eyes curved like small crescent moons. Sima Yue roasted several fish at once. She first gave one to Wu Lingyu and Huan, then gave the remaining one to Fushi and two to Yao Lao. Then he took a few more to roast. "Yao Lao, why did you pass by here? Don't tell me you were attracted by the smell of my roasted fish. Then why do you think I came here?" Yao Lao asked. Sima Yue took a brush and brushed some oil on the fish. After a moment of silence, she said, "You came here for the clear snow lotus, right?" Yao Lao smiled. It could be considered as a tacit admission. "That's a pity. The clear snow lotus is not with us. We are just taking the blame for the Ruin Valley," Sima Yue said. "Oh, you are so unlucky? It's more than just unlucky." Sima Yue sighed. She told him about the things that happened in the Zhou family and here. She sighed. "We can even encounter this kind of thing. Don't you think it's true? Those who come out to mess around will always have to pay." "Ptahaha. Your luck is really good." Yao Lao laughed. "Yes, I think so too. Sigh, if I really got that clear snow lotus, not to mention being chased for 2 months, even if it was for 2 years, I would accept it. But I don't have anything, and I was chased for 2 months. Just thinking about it makes me depressed." After saying this, she sighed deeply. "That's not the only thing you have to be depressed about." Is there something wrong?" "The clear snow lotus is a sacred medicine. Even an old man like me would be moved. What do you think other people will do?" Yao Lao stared at her. Seeing her frown, he knew that she had guessed it. "Yao Lao, if you came here, it means that other people will come too. We will meet more people chasing us," Yan Jin said. "That's right. But this isn't the main problem." Yao Lao happily ate his roasted fish. He pointed out the problem but didn't explain it to them. "The main problem is that we don't have that thing," Sima Yue said. When other people ask us for it and we can't take it out, they will definitely think that we can't bear to part with it. They won't believe that we don't have it. What a ruin valley. We've really been tricked by him this time. Yao Lao looked at her approvingly. She was quite quick-witted. If Ruin Valley is still here, then there's still a chance. If he has already left, then it's really troublesome, Fei said. At that time, it would be hard for them to argue. Yao Lao, have they already left? Sima Yue asked Yao Lao. We haven't heard from them for so long. Everyone only knows about you guys and not them, Yao Lao said. So it's highly possible that they have already left. Even if they haven't left, it's hard to connect them now. Sima Yue sighed. It's really troublesome. But what's the origin of this clear snow lotus? Since the clear snow lotus is called a sacred medicine, its effects are naturally varied. The only thing that can move the old man is one of them. It can increase the chances of advancing to monarch. Some people even say that if you get it, you'll be halfway to success. Yao Lao explained to them. How is that possible? Sima Yue shook her head slightly. The reason why we can't advance to monarch is because of the restrictions of the heavenly Tao. It's not something that can be changed with a sacred medicine. Oh, it seems like you even know about the changes of the heavenly Tao, Yao Lao said in astonishment. Although people at their level know about it, as long as there's a glimmer of hope, they will want to fight for it. If they really want to advance to monarch, then they have to fight with the heavenly Tao and change it. Sima Yue snorted. People like them, if their hearts aren't right and their Tao isn't firm, they won't have the chance to advance to monarch. Yao Lao, are you here for monarch too? Yao Lao looked at Sima Yue differently. Hearing her question, he chuckled and said, Monarch or whatever, these old bones of mine don't want to think about it. I'm called Yao Lao because I'm naturally interested in medicinal herbs. It's a pity that I didn't get anything when I chased you all the way here. Oh, I've heard some good principles. Chapter 2003. There's no great principle, I'm just lamenting. Sima Yue sighed. If she didn't know that Aunt Feng had become an emperor, and if she didn't know about the changes in the Tao of Heaven from the Emperor of Qingdao, she wouldn't know about this. If she wanted to pursue the Tao in the future, this had to change. Thinking about the future, there was still a long way to go. Yao Lao, since the situation we're facing now is so serious, can you show us the way? Yanjin said. I'm just an old man. How can I show you the way? Yao Lao said. If you really want to say it, you should leave here quickly. The sky is high, you can go wherever you want. Aren't we running away with our tails between our legs? That's so embarrassing. Yanjin didn't agree. It was too damaging to his image. Then do you have a better idea? Yao Lao asked. No. Then it's not. Yao Lao, now that we're here, I can't leave like this. Sima Yue said. Do you know where Jiuyu Mountain is? Go to Jiuyu Mountain? That's not a bad idea, but you can't go. Why? Because no one can go now. Yao Lao said. Everyone who goes near there is dead. They're all dead? That's right. So don't think about it. Is there no one who can survive? There is one person. Oh, it's your mother. But she couldn't go in. When she came out in the end, she didn't look good, as if she suffered a blow. Yao Lao recalled. I told her not to go, but she didn't listen. In the end, she couldn't go in. That gaze sigh, that was the only time I saw her cry. Mother actually cried. Sima Yue muttered. I've lived here for a few hundred years, and I've never seen anyone go in or out. So don't think about it. Take advantage of the fact that no one is here yet, and leave quickly. If those old things come, I can't protect you. Yao Lao advised. So Yao Lao, you know where Jiuyu Mountain is? Since you're friends with my mother, please take me there. Sima Yue pleaded. As long as she could find the 9 Underworlds mountain, she should be able to enter the mountain and find the 9 Underworlds tribe. You're as stubborn as your mother. This was not a good thing. Otherwise she wouldn't have. Yao Lao paused and sighed. Forget it. Since you're the same as her, and won't give up even if you don't go, I'll take you there. But if you go there, you won't have time to hide from those old guys. Yao Lao, don't worry. Don't worry about those old guys. Sima Yue was not worried at all. Even if they really came, she had a way to deal with them. When she was at the Qian family, she understood Gu Zhanhuan's strength. The ones she called out were all the weakest among them, but they were still able to fight evenly with the elders. Their strength was needless to say. Among them, there were some who were of a higher level. If they were all called out, they might be able to compete with those old fellows. Taking another step back, Huan and Black Shadow could call for the people from the underworld. If that really happened, the existence of the underworld would no longer be a secret. Moreover, she had Qi Yan, top-grade purple lightning, and could pass the tribulation. There would always be a way to deal with those people. Although she had thought of increasing her strength and not relying too much on external forces, the situation was different now. The enemy was too strong, so there was no harm in relying on them again. Thinking of this, she felt depressed. It had nothing to do with her, but now it had become her enemy. Ruin Valley, let's settle this in the future. Yao Lao ate 2 more grilled fish before bringing Sima Yue back to his dilapidated hut. The medicine boy from back then had already grown up, but he was still a medicine boy here. Master, you're finally back. Why did you take so long to pick herbs this time? If you didn't come back, we would have gone to find you and see if you fell down a cliff. When the medicine boy in green saw Yao Lao, he immediately took the basket from him and brought it to the empty space at the side. He flipped the basket over and poured out a small pile of medicinal herbs. Another man in black clothes looked at Sima Yue and asked, Master, who are these people? Master, this lady looks very familiar. The medicine boy in green clothes came over and said, Dark Princess? Her daughter. Yao Lao added, The 2 of you stay here and look after her. We're going out. Master, you're going out? Didn't you just come back? I have something to do, Yao Lao said and left with Sima Yue and the rest. Master is really something. He doesn't even go in to take a seat when he comes back. Every time, he doesn't bring us along. The medicine boy complained to Xian Yi. Seeing that Xian Yi ignored him, he shouted, Why aren't you saying anything? Master went to the 9 Phantom Mountain again. Xian Yi said. Master went again? The first time he went, it was because of the Dark Princess. This time he went again. It's so dangerous there. I'm afraid there's something else. It should be very urgent. Otherwise, Master wouldn't have brought people there without even entering the hut. Will Master be okay? Master won't be, but the others might not. I don't know why he's in such a hurry. Yao Lao brought them to the 9 Phantom Mountain. Sima Yue and the rest only then knew that although they had been running away from their pursuers for the past 2 months, they were heading towards the 9 Phantom Mountain. That was why they were not far from the 9 Phantom Mountain. They came to the foot of a snowy mountain. Yao Lao pointed at the snowy mountain and said, The 9 Phantom Mountain is on the other side of the mountain. After going over this mountain, it's a place covered in cold mist. The 9 Phantom Mountain is in the cold mist. However, no one has been able to pass through the mist, including your mother. How do you know that my mother didn't go in? Time. She didn't have enough time. It's impossible for her to go in. Also, she wouldn't look like she was shocked. I see. If you want to go in, you have to climb this snowy mountain first. There's a space restriction and pressure here. It's not easy to climb in, Yao Lao said. Sima Yue went to feel it. The moment she stepped into the snowy mountain, the space seemed to have some weight. She retreated and said to Wu Lingyu, Lingyu, put them in the little realm first. Starfish and the rest didn't have the strength, so they could only go into the little realm. Let's go, Sima Yue said. Little girl, if you want to die, hand over the clear snow lotus before you go. As soon as he finished speaking, a few people came out of the space one after another. They didn't seem to be affected by the space at all. They're really old guys. They can actually use the space tunnel here, she said in her heart. Before she could speak, she saw many people flying over on flying beasts. Net remember the mobile version of the website. Chapter 2004. In a short while, Sima Yue and the rest were surrounded by a large group of people. This formation was not inferior to the Qian families. It should be said that this formation was even bigger. Not everyone in the Qian family was powerful. This time, the people who came were all the top figures in the triangular region. It seemed like they all wanted to snatch that thing. These people are not easy to deal with. Yan Jin compared their strengths. Are you confident? If it's just the few of us, I'm not confident. Sima Yue looked at those people. There were still people coming, and the number of people was still increasing. It gave them the feeling that all the experts in the region were here. 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000. Even if she called out all the ancient war souls, she might not be able to win. It seemed like she underestimated the fanaticism of these people for the clear snow lotus. Yao Lao was also shocked by this formation, and started to worry for Sima Yue. Sima Yue, hand over the clear snow lotus. A young lady with white hair looked down at her from the sky. Her gaze was filled with disdain as if she was looking at an ant. I don't have the clear snow lotus, Sima Yue said. Sima Yue, we have already investigated your background. You are the granddaughter of the Ghost King and the little princess that he personally conferred. He dotes on you a lot. You can trigger the lightning tribulation, and have many contracted beasts. You also have the 100 Ghost Banner and many ancient war souls. Another square-faced old man said. However, all these advantages are useless today. Sima Yue, even if you call out all your ancient war souls, you won't be able to defeat so many of us here. Your guards also won't be able to resist so many of us here. They won't be able to delay until the lightning tribulation forms. Sima Yue, you have nowhere to go now. Just hand over the clear snow lotus obediently. I said I really don't have the clear snow lotus. Sima Yue said. We were chased by you guys the moment we came here. We were confused. The real person who stole the clear snow lotus is Ruin Valley. Nonsense. If you guys didn't steal the clear snow lotus, why did you escape here for 2 months? Why didn't you say so from the start? When those people chased after us, they shouted that they would kill us. We told them the same thing, but they didn't believe us. If we had known this would happen, we would have killed all the pursuers without hesitation. Sima Yue snorted. I say, don't go against these people at this time. Obviously they have the advantage in numbers. Yan Jin said. They won't believe us no matter what we say, so why do we have to put ourselves in such a difficult position? Sima Yue said. However, if we deal with them and stall for time, we might be able to come up with a solution. If you directly anger him, isn't that the same as destroying your own life? At this moment, Yan Jin felt that Sima Yue was still young. When faced with a crisis like this, she was still lacking in consideration. Bandit 1 sensed the space and said solemnly, they have sealed the space here. Don't you have any other way? Yenya asked. If there's no other way in the end, we can only try that thing. Bandit 1 said. What is it? Fushi asked after hearing his words. Sima Yue and the other two looked over. It's the treasure of our array sect. It can forcefully break the space seal here and create a passage. You can't use that. With your strength, you're not strong enough to activate it. If you suffer a backlash, you'll be heavily injured at the very least. You won't even be able to keep your life. Yan Jin disagreed. If I can't even keep my life in the end, how can I consider this possibility? Bandit 1 said. He didn't want to use that method now, but he had no choice but to use it as a way out. Yan Qi sighed. This was the only way out of desperation. It's not that time yet. There's no need to consider this. Sima Yue said. If you die, how can I ask you about a raise? Although today's situation is dangerous, it's not to the point of no return. Shameless boasting. You think the Ghost King can come and save you? Sima Yue, we don't want your lives today. We only want the clear snow lotus. As long as you hand over the clear snow lotus, we will spare your life on account of the Ghost King. That's right. Our goal today is only the clear snow lotus. If you don't want to die, don't hide anymore. Sima Yue looked at them and pursed her lips, saying, I've already said that the clear snow lotus isn't with me. If you guys want to waste time here, then I can't do anything about it. You guys are all surrounding me who has nothing, but Ruin Valley left the triangular region at this time. You guys can slowly regret it. However, let's not talk about this problem. What's better is, if we really find the clear snow lotus, how are you guys going to split it? There are so many old fellows here. Are you going to take a bite each? You don't have to worry about how we split it. Hand it over and we'll naturally decide. There's no use saying this. You won't be able to escape today. The old woman who spoke first snorted coldly, not allowing her to sow discord between them. I'm not thinking of escaping. I just feel that you guys are a little stupid. Sima Yue shook her head and sighed. You guys don't want to find the real clear snow lotus. You just have to find trouble with me. Why don't you take a look at where you are? You want to say the Nine Nether Clan? Do you think that will be useful? The Nine Nether Clan has already disappeared for 1,000 years. You want to rely on them to protect you? That's simply wishful thinking. That's right. The Nine Nether Clan might not even exist on this continent. This place has long been deserted. I think you'd better hand over the clear snow lotus obediently, and not make us attack. If we attack, your little lives will be gone. Whether it's useful or not, we'll know once we try. Sima Yue said as she condensed her soul power. When the soul power came out, it didn't attack these people. Instead, it flew towards the sky. No one knew that when she condensed her soul power, the ink lotus on her back shone with a golden luster. It flowed from the root all the way to the petals, outlining every petal. The soul power flew over the snow mountain and disappeared into the cold smoke. It didn't cause any reaction. Ha ha ha, Sima Yue. Don't tell me you think that attacking the cold smoke will make the Nine Nether Clan come out for you? You're dreaming too much. Someone laughed loudly. We've already given you a lot of time. If you don't hand over the clear snow lotus, we'll kill you right now. Sima Yue shrunk her neck and ran into Wu Lingyu's arms, saying, You guys are threatening me. I'm so scared. Now that you've scared me, I remember that I hid the clear snow lotus halfway. I used my special method to seal it and hide it. Without me, you guys won't be able to find it. If you really want to kill me, then come on. It's just a pity that the flower can only rot in the mud. Remember the mobile version of the website. Chapter 2005. Are you threatening us? Since when did I threaten you? I am talking nicely to you, Sima Yue said. Net, you said that you hid the clear snow lotus. Did you really hide it? We won't believe you. You don't have to believe me. Then kill me and see if you can find the clear snow lotus here. Sima Yue said indifferently. Then let's try. The white-haired old woman was about to attack. Wait. Yao Lao suddenly opened his mouth. Seeing that the old woman was not stopping, he flashed in front of Sima Yue and caught the old woman's palm. The old woman did not think that Yao Lao would make a move. She hesitated for a moment and stopped her attack. She flew back and stopped in midair. She frowned and looked at Yao Lao. Yao Lao, what are you doing? Do you want to go against us for her? Or did she give you the clear snow lotus? That's why she refused to hand it over. Someone angrily accused Yao Lao. If I had truly obtained the clear snow lotus, I would have let you all kill her to silence her. Yao Lao spat and blocked the mouths of those people with a single sentence. Then what do you mean? I am saving you, Yao Lao said. Saving us? Don't joke around. Will we die if we kill her? Didn't you feel that there was something different about her power? Yao Lao asked. When he said that, they realized something and said, It seemed familiar. It seemed a little oppressive. You felt the oppressive aura too? Me too, but because it was too short, I thought it was just my imagination. To be able to make us old fellows feel the oppressive aura. It seems that her power is not normal. Sima Yue heard their conversation and could not help but mock them. Too short to feel it. They were not embarrassed to say that. People with their strength could feel the slightest difference, not to mention such an obvious oppressive aura. These people did not want to admit it, because they wanted to kill her without revealing anything. If there was anything, they would just be innocent. If it wasn't for Yao Lao exposing them, they definitely wouldn't have admitted it. Yao Lao turned around and looked at her, saying, Your spiritual energy just now, did it carry the aura of the Nine Nether Clan? That's right, Sima Yue admitted. I do have the power of the 9 underworlds. Impossible, The 9 Underworlds clan has long since disappeared. How old are you? How could you possibly possess the power of the 9 Underworlds? That's right. Impossible. Don't think that we'll let you go just because you're pretending to be a member of the 9th Netherworld tribe. Let me tell you, if you don't hand over the clear snow lotus today, we won't let you off. Not to mention that the 9 Nether clan hasn't appeared for 1,000 years. Even if they were still around, they wouldn't come out to help you. You'd better give up. Yao Lao, get out of the way. Of the 3 regions of the Ghost Realm, only the 9 Underworlds reign supreme. Have you all forgotten? Yao Lao shouted. Yao Lao, when did all these things that you're talking about happen? The 9 Nether clan has long disappeared. There's not even a shadow of them in all these years. Can they still rule the 3 regions of the Ghost Realm? That's right, Yao Lao. With the current strength of the Ghost Realm, you're actually afraid of a person who hasn't appeared for nearly 1,000 years? Have you become muddle-headed? Yes. Yao Lao, I heard that the broken hut of yours is the gatekeeper of the 9 Nether clan. Why, after so many years, is your servile nature still there? The 9 Nether clan hasn't disappeared. They've always been in the 9 Nether mountain. It's just that they haven't appeared because of some matters. However, this doesn't mean that there's no one left. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to carry the power of the 9 Nether at such a young age. Yao Lao said firmly. The broken hut has always been the gatekeeper of the 9 Nether mountain. It was in the past and it is now. If you want to kill her, you'll have to step over my body. Sima Yue looked at Yao Lao in astonishment. She didn't expect him to be the gatekeeper of the 9 Nether mountain. She didn't expect him to step forward to protect her at this time. Although this was because she had the bloodline of the 9 Nether, it still surprised her. After all, the 9 Nether clan hadn't appeared for close to 1,000 years. He didn't need to do this anymore. Old Yao, on account of your high status, we didn't pursue the matter of you bringing them here. If you insist on dying, we can fulfill your wish. Although Yao Lao had a strange temper, as long as his conditions were met, he was willing to refine pills. If Yao Lao died, it would be a great loss to them. After all, there weren't many people who were as good at refining pills as him. You'll definitely regret your disrespect to the 9 Nether today. Yao Lao stood in front of Sima Yue and didn't back down because of their threats. He turned his head and said, I'll hold 2 people back in a while. Your guards will hold back some more. Hurry up and run to the surface. As long as you can enter the mist, they won't be able to do anything to you. Sima Yue shook her head. Let's not talk about whether or not I can successfully escape to the surface. Even if I really go, you're all dead. To be able to see the bloodline of the 9 Nether before I die, this old man will die with regret. Yao Lao said. Thank you, Yao Lao, for your protection, but I'm not used to stepping on other people's lives to survive. Sima Yue said. Huan, I'll have to trouble you. If he finds out, he'll definitely scold me again. Thinking of that arrogant man standing in front of her, arrogantly scolding her about how weak she was and how she didn't cultivate the underworld cultivation method, she felt a headache coming on. Huan nodded. It seemed that he could only contact the other side to send someone over today. He took out a small round hollow ball, infused it with underworld energy, and threw it into the air. The small ball was only the size of a walnut, but it made those old fellows quiet down. Several people who were about to attack were blocked. What is this? Those people exclaimed and looked at the small ball with vigilance. This is not something from the Ghost Realm, nor is it the power of the Ghost Realm. Those who were present were all old fellows and had seen a lot. Although they didn't recognize what it was, they were very sure that it wasn't from the Ghost Realm. The small ball stopped in midair and emitted a faint black fog. The black fog drifted around it and formed a circle, slowly forming a whirlpool. The sealed space seemed to have no effect, and the whirlpool became a space door. Some different aura spread out from the door, with a stronger aura of death. Some people guessed the origin of these auras and were shocked. They even suspected that they had guessed wrong. The underworld, that was a place that only existed in legends. How could it appear here? Did Sima Yue have the support of the underworld? Was that why she dared to be so fearless? Those who didn't recognize it only thought that she used a secret method to open the space and shouted, "Everyone, quickly attack that small ball. She's going to use it to escape." Net remember the mobile version of the website. M. Chapter 2006. Once they heard that she was going to leave, they panicked. If she really did run away, then they would miss the opportunity to meet Clear Snow Lotus forever. They had waited for so long for it to bloom, and someone had stolen it. It was now an ownerless item. If they lost it this time, where would they find it in the future? Where would they find the Clear Snow Lotus to give them the hope of becoming an imperial emperor? Even those who guessed that it was an item from the underworld suppressed their shock and hesitation, and rushed towards Sima Yue. With a thought, Sima Yue summoned countless ancient war souls to fight against those people. The battle started instantly, and the entire snow mountain trembled. Especially since these people were not willing to let Sima Yue out of their sight, no one went into the void to fight. Soon, the snow mountain was filled with potholes. Sima Yue thought that the snow mountain would be flattened due to the intensity of the battle. She did not expect the snow mountain to be undamaged. The energy from the battle was absorbed by something when it reached the snow mountain. Such powerful energy. She sighed in her heart. This was a battle between half-step imperial emperors. Yet they were not affected at all. The Netherworld tribe was indeed powerful. If you are distracted at this time, you will lose your life. The old woman suddenly appeared in front of her and grabbed her neck. From the time Yue killed the previous person to the time the old woman appeared, it was less than a second. It seemed like she had been watching her all this time. "You dare to touch me? You are very bold." Sima Yue smiled at her. The old woman felt that her smile was strange, but before she could figure it out, she felt a burning sensation on her palm. In an instant, her hand disappeared. Flames came out from Sima Yue's neck and climbed up the old woman's arm. Her hand disappeared and her arm turned into ashes. What a powerful flame! The old woman was shocked, but she reacted quickly. Almost at the same time when the flame came out, she chopped off her arm from her shoulder and moved away from Sima Yue. "It's that flame." The surrounding people felt the temperature of little birdie's flame, and the battle stopped for a moment. Fushi was by Sima Yue's side. Although he could not fight with these people, he was protected by the Dragon God's order, which formed a protective circle around him. Although some people had noticed his protective circle, their attention was not on him right now. As long as he killed Sima Yue, he would also be captured by them. When Fushi saw Qi Yan's flame again, he was extremely excited. He wanted to reach out and touch it, but Sima Yue glared at him. Feeling wronged, he withdrew his hand and pursed his lips. He could not be blamed for this. The power of the divine dragon made him feel close to the vermilion bird. What could he do? Sima Yue turned her attention back to the old woman. Although she was missing an arm, she did not look too bad. She was indeed a strong warrior. It had to be said that at their level, they were indeed powerful. Even Yanqi Dijia would not be able to escape from her flame. However, she was only missing an arm. A half-step emperor is indeed powerful. It's a pity that you are not an emperor. Otherwise, you would be able to resist my flame. Sima Yue said. Too arrogant. An old man at the side was furious. He condensed spiritual energy to cover himself and attacked her. However, when he was less than 10 centimeters away from her, he stopped. It was too dangerous. He felt that if he continued, he would be swallowed by the flame. What kind of flame was this? How could it be so powerful? Her flame is too powerful. Let's not go near her. Attack from afar. The old woman shouted. She does not dare to let the flame leave her. We will be fine if we don't go near her. Sima Yue's eyes darkened. She was right. She did not dare to let little birdie leave her. Once she did, she would be caught by them immediately, just like the old woman. Let's work together to kill her first. Then we can divide the snow lotus. Someone else suggested. Unexpectedly, more than 10 venerables surrounded her. Sima Yue sneered in her heart. So many venerables came to deal with her. These people did not care about their reputation anymore. She looked at the small ball in the sky. The people from the underworld had not arrived yet, but these people were already attacking. It seemed that she could only hide in the spirit pagoda for a while, and wait for the people from the underworld to come out. However, if she did that, the spirit pagoda would be exposed. However, at this time it was better to be exposed. It was better than losing her life. Wu Lingyu saw that Sima Yue was surrounded, and wanted to rush over. However, he was stopped by Sima Yue. Sima Yue transmitted her voice to him, telling him that she was going to the spirit pagoda. She told him not to come over so that he would not be exposed and get hurt. Wu Lingyu was furious. She actually had the mood to transmit her voice to him at this time? Did she know how dangerous the situation was? However, he did not do as Sima Yue said. Even if he knew that she had a plan, he could not just stand by and watch her get attacked. He defeated his opponent and came to her side in a flash. The two of them were locked in by those old guys. Why are you here? Of course I'm here to accompany you. If there's an accident, I can go with you too. Sima Yue held his hand. Since you're here, I'll reluctantly go in with you. Wu Lingyu smiled. Then you have to protect me. What kind of situation was this? How could they be so intimate in front of so many people? Yan Jin and the others complained, but they could not free themselves to help them. Seeing that she was so confident, she should have a way to deal with these people, right? They thought that it was impossible. With so many old guys locking in on them, even if she had a trump card, it was impossible in front of such absolute strength. Die. More than 10 old guys condensed their spiritual power and attacked together. That majestic power was enough to destroy a part of the world. Just as Sima Yue was about to bring Wu Lingyu into the spirit pagoda, those attacks suddenly stopped in midair. Sima Yue's actions also stopped at the same time. Puchi. A wave of spiritual power dissipated. Puchi. Puchi. Under everyone's shocked gaze, more than 10 waves of spiritual power dissipated as if they were never there. It's gone. Fushi widened his eyes and looked around Sima Yue. Yue, you're actually so powerful. What did you do? Why did you use up so much spiritual energy? Sima Yue was also dumbfounded. I didn't do anything. It seems that we've been in seclusion for too long. Now there are people who dare to cause trouble here. They even dare to kill people from the Jiuyo clan. You really have guts. Net remember the mobile version of the website, M. Chapter 2007. The Nine Nether Clan? Could it be that the Nine Nether Clan had neutralized the attack just now? They had not seen them, only heard their voice, and so casually neutralized the combined attack. Was the Nine Nether Clan really that powerful? A commotion came from the snowy mountain. Everyone looked up and saw a group of people wearing black robes appear on the snowy peak. They looked down at everyone with arrogant and disdainful gazes. The Nine Nether Clan. The only people who could appear there and act so casually were the Nine Nether Clan. The younger ones had never seen the Nine Nether Clan before, but those old fellows all knew. The Nine Nether Clan was the true king of the ghost realm through bloodline suppression and spiritual domination. When Yao Lao saw them, his heavily injured body could not help but kneel down sincerely. He cried tears of joy. He knew that they were still here, so he had to guard this place well for them. Yao Lao, it's been hard on you. The man in the lead waved his hand, and Yao Lao flew up to the snowy mountain. They could actually do this. Ignoring the restrictions of space and gravity, they brought people up just like that. The people here had never seen the Nine Nether Clan before, but they had climbed the snowy mountain here before, so they knew what kind of environment it was. This action made them feel respect for the Nine Nether Clan. What a powerful person. Chan Jiu ignored the changing gazes of those people. He looked at Sima Yue and said, "You were the one who released that power just now? Who are you? What's your name? Whose bloodline did you leave behind?" Sima Yue looked at his icy gaze and let go of Wu Lingyu's hand. She took 2 steps forward, closed her eyes, and began to circulate the netherworld energy in her body. The black lotus behind her flourished with golden light, penetrating her clothes and enveloping her in golden light, making her look pure and holy. When the people of the Nine Nether saw the golden light behind her, they all changed their indifferent expressions and looked at Sima Yue differently. This is a golden black lotus. Only those with the purest bloodline could release such dazzling golden light. Her netherworld energy. Changjio suddenly lost control and screamed. He flew down from the snow mountain and landed beside Sima Yue. He grabbed her hand and asked, "Where did you get your dark energy from? Are you sure you want to say it here?" Sima Yue retracted her underworld power and asked. Changjio pursed her thin lips and stared at Sima Yue, trying to figure something out. But her gaze was very calm, making him unable to see the bottom of it. "Let's go." He grabbed her hand and pulled her up the mountain. "These people want to kill me." Sima Yue did not move as she pointed at those people. "Scram!" Changjio Chao shouted at those people. He released a force from his body and sent those unprepared people flying. Sima Yue widened her eyes. This person was too powerful. Although they weren't prepared, those were exalted realm experts and half-step imperial emperors. How could he force them back so easily? "Our bloodlines naturally suppress them," Changjio explained. At the same time, he was also looking down on her for not knowing how to use the power of her bloodline. "These are my friends." Sima Yue pointed at Wu Lingyu, Huan, and the others. When she saw that Changjio had no intention of relenting, she said, "I will answer your questions, but you have to protect their safety. How dare you negotiate with the people of Juyo? Do you think that you are from Juyo just because you have the bloodline of Juyo?" Changjio's voice was cold. "Because I have a trump card," Sima Yue said. Changjio narrowed his eyes. "If they can reach the top of the mountain, they won't be able to do it. What about these people?" She pointed at those people who came to kill her. Changjio just glanced at them, making them feel pressured. "Why aren't you leaving? Why don't you stay here forever?" The younger people had the intention to retreat. This person was too powerful. He was protecting Sima Yue. They had no chance of winning today. But those old guys were unwilling to leave. The temptation of the clear snow lotus was too great. Without it, they really didn't know if they could still advance to the imperial emperor level. However, the people of Juyo actually existed and were so powerful. If they killed them, there would be endless trouble in the future. Sima Yue saw their changing expressions and said, "I said that the clear snow lotus is really not with me. If you don't believe me, you can wait here. Before I go down the mountain, you can check if the outsiders have left." The commander of the Ruins Valley under the Soul Society's General Qi, he might not have left the triangular area yet. "Yes, anyway, Yue will not be able to come down for a while. You can go and check," Fushi said. "If not, you can stop her here. Why aren't you leaving?" Changjio glanced at them. He was not angry. They hesitated for a moment and left with their people. Only a few people were left to watch from afar to prevent Sima Yue from escaping. Sima Yue saw that those people left and heaved a sigh of relief. She hoped that they would be able to find the Ruins Valley. That way, she would not have to be the scapegoat. "Let's go." Changjio grabbed her wrist and Wu Lingyu grabbed his. The two of them faced each other. "I will leave from here with them," Sima Yue said. "Why don't you bring them back with you? Outsiders have to go back by themselves." He meant that there was no way to make an exception. "Then wait at the top of the mountain. We will be there soon," Sima Yue said. "Woman, don't push your luck." Changjio was furious. Everyone present felt a wave of pressure. "They are my friends. I want to go with them." "If you don't want to wait at the top of the mountain, you can come with us," Sima Yue said. "Don't waste time. If I leave earlier, I can go earlier." Changjio finally let go of her hand. He looked at the empty tunnel and said, "If the people of the underworld do not want to cause trouble, then don't come out." After saying that, his figure flashed and he returned to the top of the snow mountain. Huan took the small ball back, and the empty vortex tunnel quickly closed. Those who had already arrived here could only go back. She just didn't expect that this man could see that there were people from the underworld hiding here. "Let's go." Sima Yue walked towards the snow mountain. "Actually, you don't have to do this," Yanjin said. "Their eyes are too arrogant. If they leave you guys like this, I don't know what will happen." Sima Yue was worried about Wu Lingyu and Huan. As for Yenjin, he was just a bystander. I really didn't expect that the Netherworld clan would come out for you. I think that person cares a lot about you. Are you their young master who was left outside? Who treats their young master like this? I just know what they want to know. Sima Yue thought of the ancestor of Dragon Reflection Mountain, and her grandmother. She wondered what it was like on the other side of the mountain. Net remember the mobile version of the website. You're tuning into the Echoes of the Heart YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.